Time to wake up.
Oh. Hey, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it.
Yep.
That's how I used to do it anyways. I would just always, like, burn it on purpose and then just, like, pick the charred skin off.
There's our pilot. Back from your pre-launch camp out under the stars, I see. So it's launch day, eh? Seems like only yesterday you joined the space program, and suddenly here you are, leaving on your first solo voyage. What do you say? Ready to get this beauty off the ground? It's all fueled up and ready to go.
You're sure you fixed the retro rockets?
That was only a problem one time. And then, maybe a few times after that, but hey! No reason to dwell on the past, right? Anyway, you'll need to get the launch codes from Hornfels at the observatory before you can lift off. Just bring those here once you said your goodbyes or whatever.
Thanks, Slate. Oh, where is the little guy? I love how
You're just a little guy.
little, like, jittery these animations are when you're shuffling around.
Looking at your feet in this game is really, really funny and never stops being funny.
I'm really nervous about my feet today. Oh, I got the jitters. Oh.
It's launch day. You're excited.
I am excited. Micah!
Hey, it's you! Slate said you're blasting off in your ship today. I'm really excited to see the launch. Aren't you gonna go into space, aren't you? You better not have changed your mind.
I want to practice with a pro before I leave.
No, you're just saying that. But if you really want to practice with me, I guess I could help you out a little. Try to land on one of the geyser pools. Show me what you got.
I think this is a child, but I really, really like this old lady voice that you've given me.
Oh, it looks like a grandma to me.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's good.
Oh.
Good job. You did it.
It doesn't seem to have liked me unplugging very much. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Now I'm auto-walking. Hmm.
This is the ultimate way to start your day. You might need to reset.
Alright.
It's fine. You'll start at the campfire.
We're starting again. Good to know.
Oh, dear.
Again. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I pulled out a gun, I guess.
You did. So anyway, I started blasting.
Actually, didn't know you had that tool that early. Neither did I.
Now you do.
I don't even know what that tool is. Outer Wilds is best experienced with a gun. It's a nice axe.
You can get so hurt in this game. I will spoil that. You can get so hurt.
I can't wait to get injured.
It's fine.
I do like the, like, 4 lights that appear on your screen. I'm assuming that's supposed to be, like, your character's an alien with 4 eyes sort of thing.
Yes.
I think it's the, like, the mix of, like, the ears with the little clips on them and the like, thing sticking out of the helmet that makes me think old woman for some reason.
Yeah. No, because, like, now that you've mentioned it, I'm like, yeah. I think it does look like an old person.
This is Grandma Fun ships.
Yeah. Yeah, Yeah, you got it.
This is like flying to me.
This is like flying.
I'm waiting for the geyser to stop so I can see.
It's in my way. Yeah, you got it.
Cowering!
Me when my neighbor drives his fucking drone around my house.
When he drives his motorcycle into my room again. Oh, there we go. Oh, well.
Almost.
I did
You
technically
exploded
land it.
for some reason.
It wouldn't be a landing if there wasn't a superfluous detonation. That's what Elon Musk taught me.
Wow, that was just like the time the external fuel tanks exploded on re-entry. You'll be okay flying the big one, right?
Thanks for
sure
believing
hope
in
so.
me, Micah.
I hope so too!
Hello, Rutile.
You're actually blasting off in that thing, huh?
Really like both of these options.
This game is good dialogue.
I'm told my odds of survival are statistically quite high.
Yeah, space program's certainly come a long way. I should probably thank you for causing fewer flash fires than your predecessors.
I like the wording on fewer rather than none.
By the way, good luck with those retro rockets.
Yo, this guy's got an axe. Can we have that, Marl?
So it's launch day, huh? Hal's gonna miss you. Speaking of launch day, I was thinking about it, and the platforms those ships launch from is getting old. Isn't it about time you build a new, less flammable one? Big tree in the village would be the perfect choice. I wouldn't mind helping out the space program, just say the word.
The current launch pad is fine. Nice try. We all know you have it out for that tree. The launch pad is flammable?
Ha! You didn't realize that? Ah, don't worry, it's held up for all the launches so far. It'll definitely be fine for yours. Probably.
We all know you have it out for that tree.
What? No, I think it's in the way and someone ought to chop it down, you know? Specifically me. You think this has to do with the time I fell out of it and broke my arm. That was when we were hatchlings. Who'd hold a grudge for that long?
Certainly not me.
Certainly not me, Marl, with my cool axe that I could use to cut down trees with my famous lumberjacking technique. I would never. We really should cut it down, though.
Hello there, Space Cadet. I hear you're leaving the crater today. If you meet any of the other travelers up there, remind them to take proper care of their instruments, would you?
Tell me about the traveler's instruments.
Oh, sure. I made all their instruments, you know. Let me see. There's Chert's drums, Rebec's banjo, and Gabro's flute. And Feldspar's harmonica, of course, though Feldspar's been missing for a long time. Sometimes it feels like just yesterday they were playing their harmonica around the campfire. Anyway, you hear music in space. That'll be one of the space program's other travelers. You feel like company, you can always pull out your signal scope and track them down.
We can find people in space with the power of music. Oh, that's like comforting in a way, I think. Space is big and empty and scary, but there's always going to be someone out there you can meet up with.
Yeah.
Tefra and Galena.
Hello, astronaut.
Oh, if it isn't my favorite troublemaker.
We wanted to play hide and seek, but Moraine won't let us borrow your signal scope because it's really delicate and not supposed to be thrown around like that. Hey, can we use your signal scope? Can we please? We'll even let you be it.
Sorry, Sport, I can't play today.
Oh, really? We can't play without a signal scope. Play with us later, okay?
Oh, don't worry, kid. I'll be back later. Eventually.
Good luck in space.
Oh, thank you.
Fisherman?
Are all of
Fish,
these guys
fish,
just like
fish?
named after rocks?
I think most of them.
Fishing rhyme, singing helps me pass the time. You live in the crater? Guess we'll all be a little busy without you around to lend a hand. That big water planet, Giants Deep, that's where I'd go.
Why's that?
One time, after the rest of the village had left asleep and it was just the two of us sitting around the campfire, Gabriel told me about their first trip to Giants Deep. They landed the ship easily enough from the waves, but couldn't see too far down on account of how murky the water was, I guess. Too dark. Gabriel wants to see what lay beneath the surface, so they decided to travel deeper. They traveled down and down. But suddenly, Gabriel couldn't go any further.
Giants Deep is a current you can't pass through? This is rude and I wouldn't do that. Tell me more.
I will. He was just pausing dramatically.
I love this guy.
As though exercising a will of its own, the water was refusing to let Gabbro go any deeper, and held Gabbro back, almost as if it was trying to protect them from something. And then, in the terrible darkness, Gabbro saw it. The tentacles of some hideous beast!
Cool story, man. You were totally drunk, weren't you?
I mean, that's what Gabbro said anyway. Or whatever it was, it freaked Gabbro out pretty good. Everyone wants to hear new stories at the village campfire, you know. Make sure you bring some back with you.
That's all you're doing there.
Oh?
Someone's up there.
Oh, don't go in there!
Bad, bad. It's bad for
Yeah.
people. Bad for people. Ow.
Hi, astronaut. You know the patch of ghost matter inside the fence?
Ghost matter. Okay, we have a name for it.
Ghost Sand said it used to be bigger when they were a hatchling, because ghost matter evaporates. It just takes a super long time to go away. I hope there's still ghost matter in the village when I'm a grown-up. Ghost matter is awesome.
Ghost matter is dangerous. It's how someone lost their foot. But I feel like this is the answer that, like, I would say based on how I've
It'd be
played so
really
far.
funny. It'd be really funny if you said one of the latter two. Like, he's just throwing rocks into this, like, dangerous anomaly in your village. You jump into it and you're like, oh, fuck, and you go talk to him and, like, you know, you shouldn't jump into that. It's really bad.
Yo, this stuff is super cool. It'll burn the shit out of you.
I
Yeah,
know, firsthand from experience. Don't worry about it.
I heard touching it hurts so bad it feels like your whole hand's on fire.
I mean, yeah, I did also walk into a fire. Feels about equivalent.
Try not to walk into any in space, okay? That sounds bad and painful.
Thanks, kid. Appreciate them looking out for me.
Oh, hello, astronaut. It's good weather for your launch, right? That's lucky.
Any good sounds from space today?
There are. My signal scope is set to the Outer Wilds Ventures frequency, so I'm listening to the Traveler's music. Last night I heard Rebec's banjo coming from Brittle Hollow. I hope that means they're safe. I can hear different planets, too. Depends on what time of day or night it is, since different planets are in the sky at different times. Signal scopes are cool.
Haven't you been up in this tree a while?
I'm concerned Marl will cut down this tree if there's no one in it, so I don't want to leave it for too long. Mayor Rudile says Marl isn't supposed to cut it down, but I don't think they see eye to eyes on this one. I'll still watch your launch, though. Have a good view from up here.
Wait. That sounds like a harmonica. No, never mind. It
does.
sounds different. Unless... I thought we were told harmonica went missing. Interesting. Oh, that's a big hole.
That's whole.
I'm wondering so much about hole, but maybe I shouldn't.
This game is all about curiosity. I don't know if you can breathe underwater, is the thing. I don't think you can breathe underwater.
I can't breathe underwater.
You are dead.
So how'd you like Outer Wilds?
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Like it had beautiful music. It had this really like incredible sense of atmosphere. Really, really pretty. It just goes to show you that like even with like limited budgets and like a certain like scope of like what you can do visually, you can still do something that's like gorgeous and like really interesting.
Really impressive.
Yeah, I'm, like,
I hope you can
super
see now
impressed.
why I love this game so much.
Yeah, it's incredible, and like the fact that this all like originally stemmed from like one person's like college project, and then like came to like this bigger project where like, you know, more people had hands in it and like made this like beautiful, incredible thing. My goodness, video games are incredible.
Great! Hey, you might get a kick out of this. I've repurposed the spare oxygen tank to be used as an extra combustion chamber.
What's that do?
Well, it's all very conceptual, but basically it's like taking a regular second stage booster and strapping a bigger rocket onto it. Isn't that great?
Sounds safe. How safe would you say this thing is?
Oh, it's a perfect 10. Unless you're factoring in pilot error, in which case it's about a 4. No offense.
What's my mission once I'm in space?
Hey, you're the pilot. You tell me. Aren't you pilot types all eager to get up there and explore for yourselves? Doesn't matter if you go to the moon or Brittle Hollow or just the other side of Timber Hearth. It's all the same to me. Get out there and have fun. Just don't hurt the ship. That's all I ask.
Outer Wilds is about having fun and being yourself.
I'm gonna hurt the ship. Not on purpose, but... What else should I do before liftoff?
If you have any goodbyes to say, you better say 'em now. I think your friend Hal's in the observatory waiting to see you off. Oh, and Gosan says they have the zero-G chamber set up if you want a refresher on making ship repairs in space. Not saying you have to, but, it would help get Gosan off my back if you did.
You got anything to say to that?
What a landing! I guess that's why Slate lets you fly the real thing, huh?
See? This run's already off to a much better start. With soup. Heyo, hatchling! I hear you're leaving us to seek adventure amongst the stars. When you return, let's you, me, and Gosan open up a bottle of the good stuff.
Oh, that's not soup.
That's not soup, that's sap wine! The good stuff is less delicious sap wine and more daunting digestive challenge. An iron stomach is the mark of a true Hearthian, my old friend. Our hardy hunter-gatherer... Hunger-gatherer?
They gather so much hunger.
Hunter-gatherer, aka don't starve. Our hardy hunter-gatherer lifestyle stems from trial and error, by which I mean our ancestors survived eating a lot of bad things. Respect. Are you gonna watch the launch?
Well, of course. I'll be watching from a safe distance, obviously, and mostly to make sure nothing catches fire, but I'll watch it nonetheless.
Do you really worry that the space program will burn the village down?
Only constantly. You learn to live with it. You also learn to sleep with a bucket of water next to your bed, just in case.
Where's the observatory?
It's questions like that what make us worried about you going up into space on your own, you know. Observatory's up the path behind the waterfall. There are a couple of signs marking the way, but really you just keep going up and then hook a right when you get to the zero-G cave.
That's nice.
Trouble is, every time a Hearthian leaves for outer space, there's one less musician in our orchestra. So, did you need something?
No, I'm good.
Take care of yourself up in space.
I just
I
want
love that line of dialogue. If you ask her where the observatory is, it's like...
Uh-huh. I always
like,
do.
It's like, you mean the big building with the telescope coming out of it, my man? Like...
The huge one off in the distance that you, in character, have, like, gone to every day of your life, and out of character you can see very obviously. Come on, bud. I do always like it when games, like, do a little wink-wink, nudge-nudge, like, hey, come on, you really should know this by now, though. Sure, let's play.
Woohoo! Okay, here are the rules, Galena, and we will hide with these radios, and you'll use your signal scope to find us. Last one to be found wins. Okay, close your eyes and start counting.
I do like how it's, like, two little fields of vision that fade away like that. Hide-and-seek frequency.
It is up to you to find them. Ambush.
But my hiding spot was super good. Don't forget you have to find both of us, okay?
It's fine. It's very shallow water. I got scared for a second too. I was like, no, not drowning again. I've been good.
playing with us?
Oh.
Just a little bit. It's like a morning coffee.
You shouldn't be throwing rocks in there. It's dangerous.
Jeez, I'm not dumb enough to touch it. Who do you think I am, you?
That's the part that kills me. Yeah.
That'd have been fucking great if they had coded in. Oh, you're such a grown-up. That'd have been fucking great if they coded in dialogue for you jumping in it and immediately talking to him.
Yeah. To be fair, like, who would do that? I mean, we know the answer to that, but...
Hey, I thought I might miss you before. I thought I might see you before the big launch. Nerves getting the better of you?
I'm a little nervous, yeah.
Good. Everyone should be a bit nervous before going into space. I got cocky during my first flight and nearly put a new crater on the moon. Still, I was never as green as you.
Hey, I've gotten better.
Think so, do you? Feel like proving it to your old flight coach? There's a satellite, which is definitely not just a piece of broken mining equipment set up down in the zero-G cave and in need of repairs. You're looking for a little last-minute zero-G practice, head down the lift and into the cave. Or don't, so long as you're confident you can make ship repairs in space.
One repaired satellite coming up.
Cool. Get to it and try not to concuss yourself right before your first launch.
His name is Tough.
Hey, nice of you to drop down.
Give me the dirt, Tough.
Some fresh dirt? Not much happening down here lately. Let me think. Come to think of it, Tektite saw something crash outside the village crater earlier. That's new and different.
Oh, hey, how about it?
Yeah, they were on fire watch with the old scout launcher and saw smoke, so they went to check it out. Safety first, right? I'm kidding, I said that to Tektite once. Pretty rude how long they laugh for it, if you ask me.
Just getting in some zero-G time.
So you going in there? In the cave? What? No, I'm fine. Great! Great and fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna drift around down there for a while. Sorry, I'll stop.
I'm gonna sit here and think about flat and motionless rocks for a while.
Guess where I'm going today?
Oh, no way. You want to run off into space, that's your business, but don't make me, think about it. Bad enough we got this weird cave down here.
This guy rules.
Nicely done. Of course, it'll be a little more stressful when you're hurling through space, but just remember your training, and try not to hit anything big. I can see you're itching to get off this rock, so go get the launch coach from the observatory and get out of here already. Best of luck out there, and hey, try to avoid getting yourself killed now that I put so much time into training you, got it?
Nervously thinks about the waterfall. Sure,
I
bud.
wouldn't die. That sounds like something an idiot would do.
Only a fool would jump into the ghost patch and drown. Outer Wilds Ventures founding members. Clockwise from top left. Hornfells, Gosan, Slate, and Feldspar. Let's talk to Hal.
Hey, it's my favorite astronaut. Launch day at last, huh, buddy? It's the Translator Tool's inaugural flight, too. I'm so excited it's making me nauseous. Just think, you'll be able to translate any Nomai text you want, anywhere you are. The two of us put a lot of hours into inventing that tool, so don't break it, okay? Oh, jeez, do not break it. Ignore me, okay? I'm just nervous. I'm not even the one going into space. How are you feeling?
I'm terrified!
Don't let me make you feel nervous. You've been training for this day since we were hatchlings, remember? You'll do great, I promise. So what's the dirt? You here to see the new Nomai statue?
You statue?
You haven't heard? Gabbro brought it back with them from Giant's Deep, and Hornfels just finished prepping it for display. This is it right here. Neat, huh? Makes me wish we could see what a real live Nomai looks like, but I guess this is as close as we'll ever get. Check it out. Looks like they had fur. Fur is weird.
I do like this entire race of critters just being like, yo, hair couldn't be me.
This is the first fully intact statue ever found, you know. And for how old it is, it's in great shape. Ah, jeez, I got a little carried away there. Go on, you have a ship to launch. Take care of yourself out there, you hear?
Cool statue.
This remarkably intact statue was carved by the Nomai, an ancient species who dwelled in our solar system thousands of years ago. The statue provides us with our most detailed look yet at the Nomai, who appear to have been covered with a layer of fur. Note the decorative jewelry that has been carved as part of the antlers. Although their artifacts and structures have been found on almost every planet in the solar system, we still have no idea where this species came from, or what happened to them. These guys are cool looking. Yo, they're like goats!
They got
Oh, that's
horns.
cool. Yeah!
They got ears.
Wait, the horns are... Oh my god, the horns are like connecting. That's dope. I feel like we won't just because of this kind of game that it is, but I kind of wish we get to meet one of these guys. This piece of Nomai writing was essential to deciphering their unique language. Although this text is linear, Nomai text often branches off from a central point. Interestingly, each branch tends to be written by a different author. We're nearly ready. Felix and I have finished construction, and she says calibrating the device won't take long. Oh, it's like a record of a conversation. Fortunately, the Attlerock's lack of atmosphere will make calibration simple. After all this time, I'm thrilled to finally resume our search. Interesting. Aside from the dwellings and structures they built, the Nomai also made art. This decorated pottery was discovered on Brittle Hollow. Some ancient Nomai art depicts strange animals, foreign celestial objects, and other subjects that can't be found in our solar system, which makes us wonder whether the Nomai originated elsewhere in the universe, or simply had vibrant imaginations. Were the Nomai born in our solar system, or were they born among other stars and planets? And if they were, how and why did they come here? These are just some of the questions we hope to answer through further xenoarchaeological expeditions. What you see here are parts of the Nomai skeleton. We can tell from their skulls that they possessed antlers, and quite unusually, only 3 eyes. Why is that unusual? Sometimes people got different eyes. The Nomai body was most likely adapted for living exclusively on land. The differences in the Nomai's anatomy, such as their shockingly fragile bone structure, show us that Hearthians couldn't have descended from Nomaian ancestors. It's not clear where the Nomai originated from, or why they disappeared. We hope to find more clues to this puzzle as we explore our solar system.
You said you wanted to meet a Nomai. There's one.
Yippee! We did it! We can end the game now! The Nomai technology brought back from space by our astronauts has been a great boon to Outer Wilds ventures, allowing us to modify expedition gear in exciting and useful ways. For example, the Little Scout now boasts a warp retrieval capability that allows astronauts to recall their scouts almost instantly. This has dramatically reduced the number of scouts lost in the depths of space. I feel like there's probably a story behind that. This crystal was taken from a Nomai ruin on Brittle Hollow. It seems to create a local gravity distortion, and was most likely used to traverse steep surfaces. Try it out. Okay, I'm excited to see this in other levels. Okay, we're playing like 3D VVVVVV now. If a star is massive enough, it will continue to fuse carbon into even heavier elements like iron. Ultimately, the star will collapse under its own gravity and then explode in a violent event called a supernova. Based on Chert's observations, this will one day be the fate of our own sun. As the star's core contracts, it gets hotter, causing the outer layers to expand. The star has become a red giant. When the core is hot enough, it starts to fuse helium into carbon. I mean, I was just joking about the sun exploding earlier. This is starting to make me think maybe this is going to happen. Stars like our sun generate light and heat by fusing hydrogen into helium. As it grows older, the star runs out of hydrogen and starts to contract. Although this is just like sun facts, so like this might just be space facts.
Yeah, this is just an observatory. Like, they got sun facts aplenty. They also have a weird fish.
This is my little guy.
These are weird fucking fish they have.
This anglerfish specimen was found attached to the landing gear of one of our ships that flew close to Dark Bramble. It appears well suited to living in dark places with minimal atmosphere. We should let this guy loose in the Zero-G cave. He would love it.
Take me with you.
Hey! Why don't
I
you...
want to go to space.
I want to come to space. Woohoo! Hey!
Yippee.
Look at me, I'm having so much fun in my tank, but I'd have so much more fun if you took me with you. Yahoo! Slowly rolling balls. All clear. Balls are not touching.
Wait, don't speak too soon.
Warning, warning, balls are touching!
Watch closely. These balls move on their own. The ground is perfectly
Watch
level.
very close.
Watch so carefully. These balls will soon be touching. What do you think causes this spooky motion? The answer is the moon. As it orbits our planet, the Attlerock's gravity pulls on objects from different directions. In fact, it's pulling on you right now. That's a really cute way of, like, emphasizing the, like, scale of the planets and the way that, like, gravity affects them in this game. Hornfell's observations. This is incredible. At first I thought the points of light in this image were stars, but they're not. They're galaxies. And this image covers just a tiny patch of the whole sky, which means the universe contains at least 1,000 more galaxies than we previously imagined. I think I need to sit down. I do like that, like, this civilization discovering that, like, there are other galaxies out there and, like, tons of them, is just, like, one little guy figured this out just, like, for fun one day. This is odd. According to my redshift calculations, every single galaxy in this image is moving away from us. In fact, the farther away a galaxy is, the faster it appears to be moving away. It's almost as if the entire universe is expanding. But if that's true, was everything closer together in the past? And how far back can we extrapolate? Did the universe have a beginning? Bro, get this. What if the world... and there was a big bang, and everything was getting so far away? Whoa. Whoa.
Welcome to map.
Okay. I wonder if... I wonder if we can fly into the sun, but also... I did just, like, jump off a waterfall and... Wait.
There's something orbiting the sun.
I mean, there's lots of things orbiting the sun. That's the solar system.
That is quite true.
But there's a structure. There you are. I just finished pre-flight observations, and local conditions are good. Time to get our newest astronaut off the ground. And you'll be our first astronaut ever equipped with a Nomai translator tool. I confess, I've been giddy all day just thinking about it. Is this guy wearing jeans?
I think so?
I think this guy's wearing a comfy pair of jeans. Good for him.
Good for him.
We're better equipped than ever to unravel the mysteries of the Nomai. You and Hal should be very proud of your work. Tell me, what's your plan once you're out in space? Prefer to ease into things? Well, that's a sensible plan. More sensible than most of our astronauts tend to be, and that's a fact. You think you'll go to the Attlerock, then? Our moon would be a safe place to travel to and get your bearings in space, and I'm sure Esther would appreciate the visit. Plus, we don't know what the ancient Nomai ruins on the moon are, or why they were built. You can put your new translator tool through its paces. Let's go moon, then. Well, then, looks like all that's left is to send you off. All in all, it's a fine day for lunch.
I'm ready to die in space.
That's the spirit.
Excellent! You'll be needing the launch codes, then. Here they are. Best get off the ground before Slate makes any more modifications to your ship, eh? Good luck out there. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
That was a very fast turnaround.
Hello again.
Hornfels is incredibly good at spinning.
He's got the world's most powerful localized gravity field and can use it to, like, just twist on a dime like that.
Is there something you needed?
Where are the other travelers?
Well, let's see. Chert's on the Hourglass Twins, Rebecca's on Brittle Hollow, and Gabra's on Giant's Deep. And there's Feldspar, obviously, but of course we don't know where they are, or if they're even still alive. Feldspar's been lost for a very long time, I'm afraid.
Tell me more about Feldspar.
Well, Feldspar was one of the 4 founding members of Outer Wilds, along with our flight coach Gaussian, Slate the engineer, and me. As Grand Control and later the museum curator, I didn't work with Feldspar as closely as Slate and Gaussian did. I can tell you Feldspar was absolutely fearless, though. Nothing scared him. Test piloted everything Slate ever built. It's a wonder Feldspar lived to see space, frankly, but they did. Flew all sorts of dangerous stunts and explored everything they could find. And then one day, they just didn't come back. We don't know what happened, or where Feldspar went, or even whether they're still alive. It's been a long time since they left. Is there something else you needed?
That's a little grim, I'm good.
Take care!
I do think it's neat, how, like, none of the critters we've met so far seem to have any concept of gender.
Yes.
I'm kind of into it, actually.
Your entire race is genderless.
Good! What are you? Can I touch you? I can touch you. Mwah. Mwah. If there's one thing I know about Wait. Did it move? The strange rock moving around in this grotto appears to react to conscious observation. The level-headed among us realize... among us? There must be some sort of optical illusion at play. But Gabbro claims this rock, quote, exists in all possible states until it is observed. Whatever that means. Whatever is actually happening, both sides of this debate agree the effect is extremely creepy.
It got shy. Got shy because you kissed it.
Mwah. If there's one thing I know about geology, it's that it's very important to taste the rocks, except for when they're dangerous, so... Don't taste this one. It might be, causally dangerous.
Your own state of being might get a little fucked up if you lick that thing. We can't really be sure.
You...
I mean, there's only one way to find out, but, you know...
Oh?
Rocks is a pretty good way to get to know them, I think, but, like... You really can't know until you try. Hey, the statue's got cool eyes.
Uh-huh. It sure does. I think we just saved our game, is what that was, maybe? But also... Let's head on over to that launch tower.
Hey, hey! So, did you get a good look at that Nomai statue?
It got a good look at me.
The statue was glowing! Why was it glowing?
Whoa, the statue was doing what? So, its eyes opened, and then you saw images from your own memories and glowing lights flying around? You mean like a hallucination? Listen, no offense, but... Are you sure you're okay to launch? Like medically speaking?
No, that statue was definitely weird.
I mean, if saying it happened, then I guess maybe it did, but why? Hornfels tried everything to get the statue's eyes to open, and nothing like this ever happened to them. I don't think you're going to get any answers from the museum statue, but Gabbro said they were going back to Giant's Deep. Don't know which island they're on, though. Maybe they'd be able to tell you more? On the other hand, Gabbro's, you know, Gabbro, so maybe you'd be better off searching for more info on your own. Jeez, now I'm really jealous you're going into space. Hey, see if you can use our translator tool to find out more about the statue, okay? Good luck, and safe flying.
I think this game might be good.
In his defense, you, like, walked up. It's like, hey, did you get a good look at the statue? And you're like, bro, the statue just saved my game. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're going to space today. Are you sure you're good?
I mean, I got a save state now, so I think I'm way good.
Oh, what? Fuck? What?
learn
God,
something
I'm just
new every
wrong.
day.
Sure do. Damn.
I take the snort cut.
I take snort.
I find Snortcut.
Me jump with the button.
I need you to know. Fucking
Me jump with a button.
is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
I know, it is. I think about that shit constantly.
Looks like you're ready for takeoff. The excitement of a launch is fun and all, but I can't wait to get back to working on the new ship. We're working on fixing the autopilot's avoidance system for this one.
Well, here we are.
That's it.
I've actually got the jitters now, like in real life.
You don't need to launch immediately once you're in your ship.
I suppose. Oh,
Look around.
we've got a nice crystal here. I love the sort of like ramshackle look of all of our tech in this. It's a really good aesthetic. Cave at the very center of Timber Hearth used by Outer Wilds Ventures to train new astronauts successfully repaired another satellite for Gosan. Okay. The one and only Hearthian village, as well as the main source of explosions on the planet.
Love that line.
Mm-hmm. The Nomai statue in the observatory opened its eyes and looked at me. I saw strange glowing lights and my own memories flashed before my eyes. Hal says the statue's never opened its eyes before, despite Hornfell's best efforts. Hal says Gabra went back to Giant Steep to try to learn more about the Nomai statue in the observatory. Sounds like Esker's still stationed on the Attlerock. They've been there by themselves for a while. Are there Nomai ruins somewhere on the Attlerock? No one knows what they are or why they were built. Nomai text in the observatory talks about calibrating some sort of device on the Attlerock. Successfully launch and land. Oh, look! There's like a bunch of cute little bottles. And
They're all strapped in. Keep them safe.
what does that can say? Soft and fresh Jum Marshma. I'm assuming it's Jumbo Marshmallow, but I do just like Jum Marshma. Jumbo Marshmallows, there we go.
As far as I know, marshmallows and wine are the only things that Hearthians ever consume.
You say that like it's a problem. What the fuck else do you need to eat? And here we go. Ooh, coming in for a landing. Oh,
You did it!
not so bad!
Nice and easy.
Not so bad at all. We are tumbling into a crater, I suppose. Okay. All right. Whew.
But you landed.
We did it! I was, like, fully convinced that my first landing I was just gonna, like, fucking beef it and crash. So, I'm taking that as a victory, frankly. Hey, bud.
Oh, hey, it's you. Ground control didn't tell me you were launching. Long time no see. Actually, I guess it's been a long time since I've seen anyone.
Don't the other travelers come by?
Yeah, the lunar outpost saw more traffic back when our ships were less sophisticated and needed more frequent repairs. Nowadays, it's mostly used to keep a set of eyes on things. Sometimes Chirk comes by and say hi, but Gabro's Gabro, and you know how Rebek feels about unnecessary spaceflight. Oh, don't go! I mean, anything else you wanted to ask?
Seems a little lonely up here.
A little. I'm in touch with ground control, Hornfels and Garsan mostly, and they radio up to chat now and then. And when ground control forgets I'm up here, they usually do, I launch my little scout at the village.
They forget about you? Oh no.
I don't blame them. For one, I don't check in as often as the other travelers, since I'm always in one place, and it's not so bad up here, really. At least it's peaceful and quiet. You don't always get that in our solar system, let alone in our village.
Is that you whistling?
Probably. Or, actually, definitely. The other travelers carry instruments, so they don't bother whistling. You can pick up their music with a signal scope, you know. Best spot for that's the North Pole. Great reception. North Pole's marked in red on your...
Mini map.
But the Attlerock's a pretty small moon, really, and just go north. You can't miss it.
What is this place?
Ha ha. Very funny. No stars above. You're serious, aren't you? That's just depressing. Welcome to the Lunar Outpost, which apparently the space program doesn't bother to teach anyone about anymore. When we first started Outer Wilds, travelers used to bring their ships here all the time for repairs. Our spacefaring technology's improved a load since then, but the older ships tended to, fall apart a lot. Like more than they do now. Using the outpost cut down on the number of launches and landings taking place in the village, and also the number of fires. Nowadays, though, it's mostly just me up here, raising saplings from timber hearth and keeping an eye on things.
Marl says hi.
Marl's probably the only one who remembers I'm up here. I should go see the big lug soon. Don't tell him about this, but sometimes I throw my little scout down to make sure Marl isn't doing anything stupid. I worry the big tree in the village wouldn't stand a chance otherwise.
Everyone knows about Marl and the big tree.
Everyone knows that this guy just has a fucking grudge against this one goddamn tree because they fell out of it as a kid. God. I'll talk to you later. Thank fucking God. God, I love the way the sun looks in this game.
Do be looking pretty good.
Good ass sun. Esker's signal scope log. Day 48. Still not picking up Rebec's banjo from Brittle Hollow. I'm sure they're fine, but I'll feel better once I can hear their music. Day 51. Listen to Chirp play for a while today. Unrelated, someone should tell Porphy and Gosan their flirting is not subtle from an aerial perspective. I like that, like, this guy's, like, they're, like, the Moon Watcher, and also just, like, the gossip.
Also, village spy.
They're lonely, all they've got is their gossip. Day 55, banjo music coming in loud and clear today. Sounds like Rebec's doing okay. That oaf, I was worried. Day 63, today I thought I heard something strange. I don't know, it was probably nothing. Day 70, no, it's back again today too. Something strange is coming from Timber Hearth. Day 76, okay, I know this is crazy, but the sound from Timber Hearth sounds exactly like Feldspar's harmonica. But Feldspar disappeared in space ages ago. It can't be them. Day 88. It's still here. This is creepy. Maybe my signal scope is broken? I'd better talk to Nice. Coleus. I was upstairs testing the eye signal locator, and it can hear and follow the signals from the Sun, Giant's Deep, and Brittle Hollow. However, something strange is happening when I ask the eye signal locator to follow the eye signal. The device's indicator rotates wildly and never points in just one direction. I see. I most likely calibrated the locator incorrectly. Privet, my apprentice, and I will make adjustments and try again. This is a curious result. It's possible the eye has stopped calling out its signal. An update. Disappointingly, everything is correctly calibrated after all. Huh. It saddens me to posit this, my friends, but I believe we need to build a more sophisticated device if we want to find the exact location of the Eye of the Universe. The what? Then we will build it. Don't lose hope, Cassava. Our search for the Eye is what brought our clan to this place. We won't give up so easily. Damn, right out the gate with the space mystery then. Okay. I'm into it. Thatch. Where should this new, more sophisticated locator be built? It may need to be larger than this eye signal locator is. Coleus. Anona and those of us originally stranded on the Ember Twins built a quantum moon locator there, but the heat of the sun made its construction challenging. I wouldn't recommend building on that planet. Oh, the Ember Twin is the planet. I thought they were calling the sun a planet for a second. I was like, no wonder these guys died. They thought the sun was a planet. The southern...
Every time we try landing on it, they just disappear. We don't know what happens.
We need to keep trying. We need to rescue them. Plume. The southern glacier on Brittle Hollow has ample available space. I could construct a new building to house this proposed locator. Felix. Yes, let's build there. I imagine our young friend Konoi would enjoy that immensely. He's always held a great interest in the eye, especially for a child born so long after the crash.
The crash.
I will begin construction on Brittle Hollow's South Pole immediately then. That's... Okay, wow. Wow! I've seen this route in other travelers' pictures, but seeing it for myself? It's... really old, isn't it? But, wow, this is the coolest day of my life. Okay, time for some official notes. So this is some kind of Nomai locator. It can point out the different planets, which is incredibly cool, by the way, but from what little I can understand of the writing here, I think it was built to try to find something specific? I'm not sure. I also was able to translate something about the South Pole of Brittle Hollow, so I'll fly there to see if I can learn more. Yup. Just gonna get back in the old ship and take off. Totally safe. Mostly safe. Oh, stars above.
Fan of space travel.
Interesting. I like the music that started playing.
Yeah, this song's good.
I feel like I should get back to my ship. Where was my ship? I'm not just imagining that, right? The sun wasn't that red? Oof. Okay, back in we go.
Oh, time to go to space.
I don't trust the sun anymore.
Time for marshmallow.
Reminds me of something.
Oh, good morning. What's wrong there? You're letting your marshmallow burn. Make sure you keep it away from the fire.
I think this game might be good, actually. Hey, Slate.
Hey, you ready to get this thing off the ground? Ship's all fueled and ready to go.
Did I just die?
Whoa, bad dream or something? I mean, you still look half asleep, but that's a negative on being deceased. I know it's tradition to sleep out under the stars the night before a launch, but if you ask me, it makes you all a bit jumpy.
Well,
Oh, hold up. You're gonna want to get the launch codes from the observatory first.
I already got them from the observatory, remember?
Huh. Must be inhaling more fumes than I realized. That stuff is potent. Well, if you got the codes, I'm not gonna stop you. Good luck. Take care of that ship.
Hello! Hole?
Hole?
Hole. Is this normal?
Heyo, hatchling. Thought you were taking that tin can of yours into space today. What are you still doing here? Me? Well, I saw something crash over the horizon. Didn't like what I was seeing in the pictures my little scout was sending back. So I thought I'd come over here myself and take a look.
Is that a dark bramble seed?
You think so? It's nothing I've ever seen on Timber Hearth before, so you're probably onto something there. Whatever it is, it's put down roots in a hurry. I don't like the looks of this thing, hatchling, and that's a fact. Think I'll set Marl and Hal loose on it. Best get rid of this mess sooner rather than later, and no one can remove an unwanted plant faster than a tree keeper can. Have to get a look at what's inside the seed first, though. Don't want to set anybody to hacking up a potentially dangerous plant without a better idea what's lurking inside there. Tuff can help me haul the old scout launcher over here. Obviously the opening's too small for someone to fit inside, and anyway, I'm not going to blindly stick my hands into anything that looks as unpleasant as that seed does. It's a good way to lose an arm or two.
Kind of want to stick my hand in it, though. Hang on. Duplicate signal?
Blasted seed did a lot of damage when it crashed. I like this crater.
I threw a little scout into the seed.
You did you? You're telling me it's bigger on the inside than on the outside. Huh. This is gonna be a chore to chop up, and no mistake. Can we even remove a seed that doesn't have the decency to stay the same size all the way through?
I love that that's this guy's immediate reaction, just, oh, fucking great. This is gonna suck to clean up.
Maybe I'd better grab an extra axe or three just in case.
This appears to be the center of the planet, maybe. Maybe? Or maybe just a bit of it. Awful lot of hole here. Up we go? Ooh. I probably should have used the booster a bit more. Well,
It's not dying in space, but it's second best thing.
it's dying near space, and that's what matters. We're okay.
Thing's fine.
Nomai device created to pinpoint the sources of distant signals. The Nomai were disappointed by their failure to detect a signal from something called the Eye of the Universe. Rebek headed to Brittle Hollow to investigate something the Nomai were doing at the South Pole. Decided to build a larger, more sophisticated eye signal locator on Brittle Hollow's South Pole. Okay. So Brittle Hollow is this planet. Okay. Let's see. Growing a crop of trees at their camp. They seem to be doing okay. But they've probably been alone on the moon for too long. That's true, isn't it? Poor thing. lookout platform with a spectacular view of the solar system. Esker uses their signal scope here to keep tabs on the other travelers. A seed from Dark Bramble crashed here and has already taken root. Tech-Tyke wants to use a scout launcher to look at what's inside. I launched my little scout into the seed. The seed is much bigger on the inside. When I launch my scout into the seed that crashed on Timber Hearth, it ends up somewhere in Dark Bramble. Okay. Interesting. Chert's research notes. Property of Chert. I've detected a strange signal coming from somewhere within the grove in this crater. It's very similar to the signal emitted by the quantum moon, so it stands to reason the two signals are probably related. We don't know much about the quantum moon, seeing as no one's ever been able to land on it, but hopefully studying the signal in the grove will reveal more about it. Could that be where Harmonica is? The quantum moon? The quiet shade in the ancient glade, across old bark. It's always dark. I'm pretending I understand what it means. Oh! Big rock. This looks like the rock that disappears when you're not perceiving it. I was right. Okay, and the scout does cling to the rock. Okay, even when the rock moves. Across old bark in the ancient glade, it's always dark, the quiet shade. Oh! It rearranged the sign! Huh. It's always dark across old bark. The quiet shade in the ancient glade. Oh, it's moving the sign too. Holy shit. Signal identified grove shard. Frequency discovered quantum fluctuations. Oh. Time for hole! Bye! Yippee! Now I am realizing, in doing this I'm going... Oh? Oh? Never mind. Forget whatever I was gonna say. Look at these little guys! Oh my god, that's us! That's us when we came onto land!
That's you.
Huh. Coleus. After closer observation, mining Site 2A wouldn't be safe for the native life dwelling in some of this cave's pools, so, unfortunately, we'll have to mine one of the other sites. Psycad. There are a few other cave sites that look promising. What about Site 2B? It shares similar formations and strata. This sounds promising. Will you and your mentor investigate? If mining Site 2B proves safe for this native species, we'll move our work there. Site 2B is safe! Colby says we'll continue to monitor our activity and its effect on life here. On the opposite hand, new life. This species is semi-aquatic and very hardy. The ecosystem here is quite robust, so I believe they'll thrive in the long run. Be cautious near the pools if you visit 2A to meet them. They remind me of a subterranean species that my mentor Meloray once told me about, from when our clan used to travel across the universe. I imagine she would have enjoyed these life forms greatly. I was watching them once during a rest, and the hours escaped from me. They're fascinating. I wonder what their fourth eye does. Oh, I do really like that, you know, the progenitor species, as it were, like, in the before time, was, like, very respectful of, like, the life on the different planets they explored. That's, like, a nice change from what it usually is in works of fiction. It's cool to have different races that cared about each other, even before, like, they could reasonably meet each other. It's like... It's made me go from, like, oh, okay, so we're just, like, here solving, like, a neat mystery about whoever was here before to, like, actually engrossed in, like, the lives of these people that are long dead.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, these bitches cared? I care, too.
I care too.
We had so much in common.
Just like me.
If only we could have met. The Nomai discovered a species of four-eyed semi-aquatic life forms in the waterways near the mine.
There's more to explore here.
Interesting. There is a strange rock shard in this grove that moves when I'm not watching. It emits a signal on the quantum fluctuation frequency. I found a poem written on one of the trees in the grove. Chert's research mentions a quantum moon that no Hearthian has been able to land on. But the interloper... Oh, hang on, is... The interloper looks like it's on a collision course with the sun. Huh. Wonder if that's related. It's that sound. You know it. You love it. That's right. Here it comes!
You can use ball to open it.
Maybe if I lock myself in, I'll be okay. Sure is noisy out there. Good thing nothing's wrong down here.
Let's see what's in here. Oh, bones.
Yeah, they got bones here! Yippee!
Hate to end up like that someday.
I love bones and I hate dying!
I'm still amazed by how much ore the Ash Twin project requires. Isn't this the ore for the remaining towers being built on Ash Twin? The completed towers I've seen are quite large. No, the material for those towers is all being taken from Ash Twin. The ore we're mining here will be used to craft an immensely thick protective shell that will physically seal off the chamber inside Ash Twin's core. I'm relieved by our clan's decision to use Timber Hearth's ore only for constructing the shell. If eventually life on this planet were to evolve to the point of advanced metallurgy, I'm confident we won't have destroyed their ability to create. That's really neat that they were looking out for that. I really think that's cool. If they're sealing off all entrances, I hope they've planned a core, Dingley. I thought you had forbidden your apprentice from making puns, Coleus. How else would he improve? God.
Is good. Nomai, we have successfully left enough metal on this planet that the race, if they evolve a metallurgy, will be capable of space travel. Hearthians build their space shuttles out of wood.
They do, though! I just love imagining, whatever sort of, powers inhabiting the Nomai statues and, architecture, just, watching over all the Hearthians being like...
Well, I guess we did all that work for nothing then.
Well, at least they made it to space.
They're living, that's what matters. Interesting. Does that do anything different? It does! Ah! Yeah,
It's text.
Wow! My gratitude for the latest shipment, Ueno. This ore should be the last we'll need for the Ash Twin project. Once we've finished the shell that seals off the central chamber, we'll check to ensure there are no longer any physical entrances. Raimi and I will be checking the interior and then the exterior for cracks, our final safety check. This is exciting news. Can I offer an extra set of eyes for this final check, specifically mine? If my work here is complete, I'd be delighted to help. We'd be grateful if you would. The more eyes, the better, as the smallest flaw or opening in the shell that protects the Ash Twin project could lead to disaster. Oh, wait! This is the mining rig. Because it's going
That's
into
how they
the
got all the
wall.
rocks
yeah.
up there.
It's an elevator for crystals. And minerals.
And you, if you go into it.
I don't know if I want to go into it.
I'm kinda scared now. Every day I open up my lungs and it's great. Open up my lungs? Breathe with my lungs. I'm normal, I prom- Oh!
Hey, that's ghost matter.
Well, we found the ghost matter that was giving us the warning. That's pretty cool. What a wonderful dream. What's up?
I just love the idea of you experiencing death in any capacity out of this game and waking up at the start of a time loop and going, what a wonderful dream.
We had so
like
much
flying into the fucking sun and being like, ah.
I know now what I must do.
Ah, I'm okay.
You've given me such a beautiful idea.
You know, there's only one way to find out. The sun will be to your left, by the way. There she is.
Son.
Sun. Wow. It's really sun.
It's really sun clues! Okay, the Nomai mined ore from the site to craft a protective shell designed to physically seal off the central chamber inside Ash Twin. Once the shell was finished, the Nomai checked to ensure there were no longer any physical entrances or cracked. The Nomai discovered a species of four-eyed, semi-aquatic life forms in the waterways near the mine. Okay, so we did find out everything there was for that then. The central chamber inside Ash Twin was physically sealed off by an immensely thick protective shell. The journey here from the South Pole has been, I'm gonna go with harrowing because of the, all the meteors. But hey, at least I made it here unconcussed and not on fire. Okay, let's see. I poked around a little and there's some sort of old Nomai path that starts across from my campsite inside the ruined building with trees growing out of it. Doesn't look like anything horrible, just stairs leading down. I can handle stairs. After I get my supplies together, I'll follow the path and see where it leads. Well, that was deeply unpleasant. I made it this far, though. Guess that's the part to focus on and not how we'll eventually have to get back up that path. Wow, this place sure is something. Looks like the Hanging City is north from here, and east is a gravity cannon. I definitely want to see that. And another thing, I'm detecting oxygen from somewhere below, which is good, since I, used up a lot of my supply screaming during the trip down from the surface. As soon as I stop dry heaving, I'm gonna head farther down below so I can refill my tank. Ah! Oxygen refueled. Nice bed you got here. Yes, 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 yes. This is the one suit design that I saw in, like, trailers and stuff that I was like, okay, this game is fucking great visually. I am
It's the coolest one.
I am so into this outfit. Look at them. Oh, I love them already.
Like I said, you like Banjo.
Oh, you launched. That's great. Great job, you. Wow. Guess that means I've been out here for a while, huh? Well, this is Brittle Hollow. But you probably knew that. A lot of history here. It's great. So what are you doing here? Well, I'm here to see the Hanging City. It's always been my dream to see it with my own 4 eyes, ever since I was a hatchling. Excuse me. An alien race lived in this solar system long before our species even existed. How could I not want to see what their civilization was like? Only... you've probably heard the others say it, right? I'm afraid of space. Seriously, I'm more surprised than anybody that I'm out here. Do you want to know how I even got this far? I fell. Tripped over a gravity crystal. It's dumb luck I landed somewhere my little scout says halfway stable instead of being sucked into, what's below. been gauging the stability of the ground around me using my little scout, and this seems to be the place with the best service integrity, so I'm just gonna stay here until I'm ready to move on. But that's enough about me and my problems. You didn't come all this way to listen to me blather, did you? That'd be... Yeah. I learned something! Oh, cool. What is it?
Actually, never mind.
Oh, okay.
That option is for when you do find it.
Ah! If you do learn something new about the Nomai, though, I'd love to hear it. If you don't...
Wait, I just know if you do learn something new about the Nomai.
Yeah.
Good.
Where should I explore here? Oh, wow, where shouldn't you explore here? Not the black hole, actually. That's very no. Which is unfortunate, because the most exciting stuff is all below the crust, including the Hanging City. That's just to the north. You can kind of see it from here. There's also this big dome on the South Pole called the Southern Observatory. You can't get inside from the surface. Trust me, I tried. But if it's like the rest of the Nomai structures here, there's probably a path to it beneath the crust somewhere. Good luck with exploring. If you learn anything about the Nomai, I'd love to hear it if it's not too much trouble. God, I love them. They're my favorite. They're my favorite forever now. So what are you doing out here? Me? I'm an archaeologist, remember? Or, the archaeologist, I guess, seeing as I'm all Timber Hearth's got right now. Brittle Hollow is rich with Nomai history. That's why I'm here. This planet is an absolute treasure trove of culture.
And this planet is a true treasure trove.
Of culture, history, and science. You have any questions about the Brittle Hollow Nomai, I'm your Hearthian. Or, I have some Tower of Quantum Knowledge.
That sounds cool.
Oh. Oh god, okay, well...
Time for hole. Time for hole. Or not.
Oh? Oh.
Maybe time for hole.
What?
That.
Huh.
New hole.
Oh, ow. Oh, this is a chunk from inside there, from inside the planet that we were just in. And it like got jettisoned out from the wormhole. Oh my god!
Okay.
I'm way good.
There's tree in here.
There's tree in here. There's gravity in here. There's something here. Welcome to the White Hole Station. If you fell through the black hole by accident,
Don't worry, you aren't the first.
this warp tower can return you to Brittle Hollow. Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. A tower's warp can only be used during this brief window when the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body, in this case, Brittle Hollow. If you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. You must be standing on the warp platform on the floor during this alignment to be warped. Oh, I see! This is indicating, like, what direction it's pointing. Okay. And then I guess there's some way to, like, launch your...
Hey, you're here now.
And this takes us back, I see. Feldspar's spare jetpack fuel. It's annoying to schlep across the planet to the ship if I can't use my jetpack, so I'm leaving this here. I check with my little scout. I do too use it, Hornfells, you blunt marshmallow, burnt marshmallow. And the scout's integrity reading said that the piece of Brittle Hollow is as stable as any, but who knows. If the fuel's still around, feel free to use it. If not, well, Wherever you're reading this note, I'm sure you got bigger problems. Raimi and I reviewed the records you sent, Poke, and they appear to show Nomai are arriving at the warp receiver on Brittle Hollow slightly before departing to the White Hole Station. I understand it's exceedingly odd, but Clary and I have tested and retested the equipment, and results is the same every time someone warps. God, running out of time. I've already told Raimi these measurements can't be accurate. How can a Nomai arrive on Brittle Hollow before he or she ever stepped into the teleporter? As Pi is confident the readings is inaccurate, she's kindly helping me attempt to recreate this phenomenon in the High Energy Lab. We're designing an experiment to take more data. An update, the High Energy Lab is in the canyon on Ember Twins Equator. Come here at once. I don't disagree. It wouldn't mean I've inadvertently broken several fundamental theories regarding this universe. We would have to reconsider all of our beliefs about the nature of time. Yes, I hope so too. The interval is incredibly minuscule, roughly 100,000th of a second. Do you suppose our instruments can't accurately measure time to such a small degree? Okay.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. I had trouble absorbing some of that knowledge-wise. Arriving at the warp receiver before departing from White Hole Station. So, like, the warp seems to be sending people through space and time, and there's, like, they exist in, like, 2 moments at once for a brief moment. It's very interesting. Oh, God, wait.
I wonder what that sound was.
Wait. Please!
Hey, it looks like the sun's exploding. It's weird.
Beautiful. Rebek has set up camp at the bottom of the crossroads. Their excitement at being surrounded by so much Nomai history is matched only by their terror of the black hole. Rebek is Timber Hearth's only archaeologist. They overcame their fear of space to explore Brittle Hollow's treasure trove of Nomai culture. The Nomai decided to build a larger, more sophisticated eye signal located on Brittle Hollow's south pole. Rebek says you can't get into the observatory from the surface. They tried, but there's probably a path to it beneath the crust somewhere. Every Nomai warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. To use a tower, you must be standing on the warp platform during the tower's alignment with its corresponding astral body. The alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. The Nomai notice something strange. Warped objects appear to arrive at the receiver on Brittle Hollow slightly before they departed the White Hole Station. This negative time interval between an object arriving and departing was incredibly minuscule, roughly 100,000th of a second. The Nomai were skeptical if their equipment could even measure time to such a small degree. The negative time interval measured at the White Hole Station was further investigated at the High Energy Lab, in the canyon at Ember Twins Equator.
Ouch.
Trees detected. Frequency discovered distress beacon.
You found escape pod 1.
Huh. This is Is everyone unharmed? No one was badly injured from the escape pod's impact. We're incredibly fortunate. This is good news, at least. Have we heard from escape pod 2 or escape pod 3? No, I'm unable to make contact. My equipment can hear the other 2 escape pods' distress signals, however. If it's any comfort, both pods must be structurally intact. I'll continue calling for them. My gratitude. If we can... Thatch, the moon is approaching again. Everyone brace yourselves, swiftly! The volcanic moon has returned! Be cautious of falling ash and debris. I believe the moon has passed. This planet doesn't appear eager to have guests. We are certainly unwelcome on its surface. We need to find shelter, and quickly. The volcanic moon won't be gone for long. I observed several promising sites below the surface, but we'll need to construct a way for everyone to climb safely down this cliff. Perhaps we could build platforms? Alert! Oh, it's multiple lines, I see.
It's top to bottom, I think.
Begin flight log. Escape pod 1. Vessel has been mortally injured. Emergency sequence activated. Awaiting departure from vessel. Launching escape pod 3. Launching escape pod 2. Now launching escape pod 1. Alert. Collision imminent. Preparing for impact. Scanning external environment. Scan complete. Minor structural instabilities detected. Pockets of breathable air detected. Adequate solar energy detected. Verdict: hospitable. Emergency escape hatch. Oh. Someone in chat said a good way to internalize the wall writings is to view them like Reddit replies, which is a really funny way of describing that, but like, it's not wrong.
They are basically just like forum posts.
Yeah.
Like you can just directly view responses to other ones, and they split off sometimes. Ooh, that one was close. I like that when that happened, the surface integrity
Went down
of your
one!
scout went down by 1.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Your scout's like, it's perfectly fine. Okay, maybe I'm not so sure.
It's largely fine. It's effectively fine.
It's mostly okay.
There's no cause for worry yet. Has anyone observed the phantom moon that sometimes greets us in the night sky? Your thoughts interest me. I compliment your eyes. How do you imagine it disappears? Hypothesis. Could it be a shift in the light spectrum? Suppose this moon is too shy to show us its face. Oh, cute. I'm interested in your playful moon. Is it much like its violent friend, Hollow's lantern? This moon isn't volcanic to my unaided eyes. Sometimes it leaves its friend Hollow Lantern for nights at a time. The nights the moon circles this planet appear random. It seems to travel as it likes. Imagine if there were 2 volcanic moons.
This is absolutely foreshadowing.
Isn't it? This is Chekhov's moon. Then I imagine there'd be none of us left. Hypothesis. There can exist too much lava. I'd strongly prefer we test the null hypothesis. Oops. Oh, running out of oxygen. Right.
You got 3 minutes.
Yeah, we got a tree here.
It's not working.
It broke.
Oh no! Tree done shut down. Oh god, it was just the lighting. Okay, I thought this chunk. Wait, no, it is falling! Oh!
Hole we go.
I laugh and clutch my face when Bear and Bird take the black hole to space!
God.
It's a stretch, but I'll take it. Ah, the roots. So that must have been what the ship was. And then the horrible root things entangled it, and one of them didn't make it out. I can't understand. How did the vessel crash in that place? Was the vessel unwell in some way? No, Anona and I checked before the warp, and the warp core and navigation systems were both well. We warped to follow that curious signal from the eye of the universe. Where we arrived was wrong. It wasn't where we tried to go. Suppose it wasn't a problem with the vessel, but with our destination. I'm afraid for our friends in Escape Pod 3. Oh no. So one of the escape pods seems to be on the twin things. I'm assuming this is Brittle Hollow, because it looks like there's something like inside, like a not so solid core. And then this one stuck in the brambles.
You're later than I am, so you'll probably want to stop sooner than I am.
Yeah, I will.
I'm sure that's okay.
Note to self, come back here earlier next time so I can investigate more of these before they all just fucking collapse. Here are the other escape pods' distress signals, which gives me hope. Foley, are you still here? I'm unsure how to survive in this place without you. I am unsure how to be me without you. I I know where I want to be.
Slurp.
Best seats in the house. We're not gonna need that fuel where we're going. Here we go. Here we go.
Holly, your fuel's low. Holly, you're gonna need that jetpack fuel.
The North Pole of Brittle Hollow is covered in snow and ice. There is a uniquely shaped Nomai ruin on the surface. The Nomai were able to warp here from the White Hole Station. This is where they first recreated warp technology. The Nomai on Brittle Hollow observed a phantom moon that would sometimes appear in the sky. There's a huge Nomai city just to the north of Rebek's campsite. Let's see, we've got shelter site. The Nomai survivors who crashed on Brittle Hollow climbed down the cliff to a shelter site below the surface. One of 3 Nomai escape pods that crashed in our solar system. All 3 escape pods were launched from something called the Vessel, which was badly damaged. A mural of a Nomai vessel encountering a signal. I guess that's like how they got into our solar system, was in the vessel. I'm just speculating, obviously, I don't know, but based on this mural, they got like to our solar system like in this vessel because they were investigating the eye or the heart or whatever they called it. And then the dark bramble ensnared the vessel, and so they tried to escape. And 2 out of 3 pods did. One of the 3 Nomai escape pods landed somewhere on the Hourglass Twins. Yeah, there we go, it just straight up tells you. Okay. One of the 3 Nomai escape pods never made it out of Dark Bramble. The Nomai warped to the solar system in a spaceship called the Vessel. They were attempting to follow a signal from the eye of the universe. Okay, yeah, it just straight up tells you then.
Yes.
I suppose I was right. The vessel crashed somewhere in Dark Bramble. I'm noticing.
It sure is ball.
What if I gently nudge it, though? What if I... gently nudge it, though?
What if I gently land on some lava? What then?
I'm learning so much about space today. I figured! But...
Only one way to find out.
Uh-huh! What is that? That's new. Oh! Is that Rebek's ship?
It's another boat.
That's Rebek's boat! Hi! Hey, why's it glowing?
Hey, it's getting pretty bright. I can't believe that didn't hit you.
I parried it.
Oh, you did parry it. Good job.
Effortlessly. All my Dark Souls practice is paying off in Outer Wilds.
Tight. I like stairs.
Oh man, this isn't stairs, it's door.
I'm here! I did it! I put the ship down safely! In that the ship went down and I didn't sustain bodily harm, a few minor repairs, and it's like the ship never even hit those rocks. One of my better attempts, Feldspar would barely have laughed at me, I bet. That's the good news. The bad news, I haven't found a way inside this structure yet. The door is broken, and I know I'm not great at exploring, but I think I would have found a different entrance by now if there were one. Probably. I can't get inside from here, but I know there are paths below the surface. I'm going to head north to the ruins on the equator to try and find a way down. Alright. Stuff we already knew, but it is good to get confirmation. Of note, be sure not to wander far from here. Though this area is somewhat unstable, it's safer than any we've found so far. The temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks and dust created by meteor impacts. Noted? I hate dust, and I love not getting meteor impacted.
A crystal path.
Ah. Given concerns about our settlement's stability, where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? I believe we should migrate to the northern glacier. Building beneath the crust again would shelter us from the volcanic moon's eruptions. What if we use gravity crystals to craft a stable path? We need to stay close to the escape pod so Felix can monitor for incoming messages. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond. I don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. Now we must save ourselves. I agree. We're here because the Eye's signal called to us and we followed. If we're to find it, we need to not merely survive, but thrive. This is a wise point, Plume, and eloquently made. If moving to the northern glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we should do. Interesting. I'm hoping. Oh! See this next time. This knowledge is too dear to lose. Here is everything we can recall about the signal we encountered while aboard the vessel. Oh, this is gonna be juicy. The signal looked like an eye, round, with a circle at the center, much like a pupil. Suppose the signal was looking for something. The signal was older than the universe itself. This is the most significant detail.
Sorry, it was what?
No Nomai clan has ever encountered anything like it. How can anything in this universe be older than the universe itself? Imagine what rare and profound knowledge it might offer. We must find this eye of the universe. Interesting. Well, I'm glad I ducked out to this place. Holy shit. It shoots out a lot faster and it does a ton more damage.
Ooh, cool.
Ah, shit.
That's probably okay.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Mr. White! Oh, Breaking Bad!
It's fine.
It's fine.
You got a path.
But good. It fucking good. Oh, yeah. It's a great day to die in space. Oh, God. Well. Come on!
Just go forward.
Don't fail me now!
It's fine. It's fine.
Well. Black Hole Forge District. Ice Shrine District. Meltwater District. And School District. Oh, cute.
The school district.
We're at school.
Oh? I can just walk up these walls.
It's floor.
I found the Nomai escape pod on Brittle Hollow. Wow! So then the Nomai probably came here from somewhere outside the solar system. And they must have been in trouble when they launched their escape pod, but what kind of trouble? And where did the escape pod launch from? Oh, I'm so curious. This is an amazing discovery. I hope we can find out more about how and why the Nomai arrived here. I saw the old settlement. Isn't it amazing? Hard to believe the settlement is still standing, but there it is. It really makes you appreciate living somewhere like Timber Hearth. You know, somewhere that isn't being constantly bombarded with meteors and rocks and stuff. Saw the Hanging City. You visited the Hanging City? Oh gosh, how was it? Was it amazing? Was it beautiful? Was it scary? The Hanging City is where Nomai settled permanently on Brittle Hollow. It was their most advanced settlement here. Why they chose to build their most advanced settlement so close to a you-know-what is beyond me. Maybe that kind of thing makes sense to a Nomai, though. Maybe they needed the black hole for something? It's a shame we can't just tell them, hey, the black hole's good, actually.
It's fine. I've jumped into it like 3 times already.
Most of which was by accident, and yet here I am. Let's see if we can get back there now. I did die a few times getting here, but I promise it was unrelated.
Congratulations, you have found the second way to heal in this game.
Fuck yes!
You know what's great? It doesn't work if you burn it.
Ah.
You cannot heal from eating a burned marshmallow.
I see.
A well-cooked marshmallow.
Yumma yumma. A little treat that makes you feel great. Black hole forge controls. Controls? Any other right in here? Control the hole? Black hole forge controls.
You can control the black hole floor.
Ship log updated, but what is it? Oh? I see. The Ash Twin project requires a powerful, highly advanced warp core. How should we obtain it? No responses.
Just thinking out loud.
Just puzzling with the puzzlers here. Let me know. Sound off in the comments below if you got any great warp core ideas. 30 upvotes, 1 response, problem resolved. No further information.
I'm just imagining them all talking like they're on like the fucking Neo Seekers forum, like back in the early 2000s or something.
We find one of these scrolls with just like 30 different like curling in threads. Each one just says bump, bump, bump.
Sage.
Blam this piece of crap. Solution 2. We could craft a new advanced warp core inspired by the vessel's warp cores. I would very much like to craft such a powerful core. More relevantly, I believe the Black Hole Forge crew and I could recreate the basic design. This is the safest path for our clan. Is the safest path the best one? Our goal is worth the risk. Where are the early 2000s forum signatures on the spirals? One of these days we'll get one, and like it'll just end with like a file name that's like Serial Experiments Lane 300x.png.
The translator isn't advanced enough. It can't get the form signatures out
We'll
of these
get it
ones.
in 2.0, don't you worry. We'll buff out the
Yeah.
scratches. 2.0, funny enough, is perfected and invented literally 2 seconds before the supernova.
He done it.
That is what causes the end of the world. Is it though? We've tried for so long to find something that I and others now believe might be impossible to find. If the search for the eye is a futile one, we should choose the option with the least potential for harm. The greatest challenge here, I think, is we don't have the design for such a powerful core, or any of the original crafters of the vessel's core. No, but Poke was apprenticed to Anona, who created the original design, and our Black Hole Forge is adept at crafting simpler cores. I believe I can be of use here. The vessel's warp core was created before my time, but Anona explained many of his designs to me. Notice how that one specifies his. These beasts
The
had
Nomai
gender.
are gendered.
Abandoning the vessel's warp core and its casing means losing valuable knowledge. This is true, however, it's knowledge we have little hope of recovering. It would be best to relearn, I think. They invented gender, and that was the downfall of their society, I think. This had effects on the trout population, I think. I feel strange. Trying to recreate Anona's warp core without him. At times, it still feels strange to no longer be his very young apprentice, and for the Black Hole Forge to be in my care and not his. To have the chance to try is thrilling, but I don't want to disappoint everyone. I think I can do this. Probably, but what if excitement has clouded my assessment of my own abilities? Was I wrong in volunteering to build it? I was born in this star system and never saw Anona's warp core with my own 3 eyes. I only know what he taught me. But I've bitten off a larger portion than I can consume. Still, all I can give is my best. And as Anona would say, should my best prove insufficient, then we will find another way to achieve what's needed. I have Clary and Root in the Forge, and I have my clan. I am not alone. Hypothesis. This will always feel strange. Even though my time with him was short, I miss my old mentor. And deeply. Oh. These people had their own lives they were living all these years ago. Long gone. Solution 1. We could retrieve the warp core from the vessel. This would require a return to Dark Bramble. Plume, my father, said many good Nomai perished there. My mentor, Coleus, and his old mentor once discovered and studied an anglerfish fossil on Ember Twin. Using that knowledge, we could avoid the anglerfish entirely. I remember that anglerfish fossil. We used to play in Fossil Fish Cave when we were children. How did I not take any fall damage there? I parried it. Just like the meteor. It's easy. It's simple. Why don't you do it when you fall? What Melore and I learned from that fossil would theoretically help us evade the anglerfish, but our hypothesis was never tested on a live specimen. Also, I grew up in a lot of snow, so I have tricks. The vessel's warp core is broken, at best. Recall those present when the vessel crashed said it sustained lethal injuries. There is no guaranteed reward for the risk. I do like that it's specifying injuries instead of like damage, and I imagine it's never going to be, or maybe it will be. I guess we'll see. It's at least not clarified right now if this is like a translation quirk of the translator thingy, or if like they are actually considering the warp core to be like a living thing. But like either way, it's cool.
They very, like you said, it could just be a translation thing, but they do very intentionally refer to the vessel as if it were a living thing.
And like you have to wonder if there's some sort of like organic tech going on, or if they are just like a very sort of like compassionate species.
Very emphatic
that feels
race,
really deeply when even like a piece of technology breaks down.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it no longer functions, the old core could be a valuable blueprint, provided we're able to transport it back here. Perhaps we could still repair it. My grandmother told me there was little time to assess the nature or extent of the damage. Oop! No. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, wait, no. That's... Huh. But I need to go there. Oxygen. Beautiful, sweet oxygen.
Hole. Beautiful, sweet hole.
Fuck.
Slurp.
Well, oxygen replenished.
A tree passed you.
Suppose I'll be checking that out next time. Hang on a tick. Oh. Well, I suppose we'll be checking that out next time. God, what a way to fucking end it.
The cool thing about fall damage in this game is you can take it from any direction.
That's true. this how physics work? You ever have one of those dreams where, like, you do something in the dream that gets you hurt and you wake up feeling sore?
Oh yeah, happens all the time.
No
What do you dream about?
Oh, you know, nothing in particular.
All right. Well, you have fun up in space.
Thanks, boss. I bet someday soon it'll be a great day to die in space. For instance, the old settlement. The Nomai constructed a temporary settlement beneath their crashed escape pod. The Nomai worked together to recall an eye-shaped signal they encountered while aboard the vessel. The signal was somehow older than the universe itself. The Nomai decided to call it the Eye of the Universe. The Nomai abandoned this settlement over growing concerns about its stability, which we got to see firsthand. The vessel. The Nomai warped to this solar system in a spaceship called the Vessel. They were attempting to follow a signal from the Eye of the Universe. The vessel crashed somewhere in Dark Bramble. The vessel's warp core broke when the ship crashed in Dark Bramble. A Nomai city suspended beneath Brittle Hollow's northern glacier. The city is divided vertically into 4 districts. I found a switch in the Meltwater district that raises and lowers the Black Hole Forge. The Nomai debated how to obtain the powerful, highly advanced warp core required for the Ash Twin project.
There's more to explore here.
Anglerfish fossil. The Nomai learned how to evade anglerfish, theoretically at least, by studying an anglerfish fossil they found on Ember Twin. Black Hole Forge. The Black Hole Forge is suspended below the Hanging City. I found a switch in the Meltwater district that raises and lowers the forge. The Black Hole Forge district is the highest district in the Hanging City. A Nomai named Poke plans to create a new advanced warp core in the Black Hole Forge. Bells. Beneath your feet lies the
Tower of Quantum Knowledge.
If you are preparing to make your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon. Oh yeah, the Quantum Moon. The fucked up moon that no one can find, except for when they do. Descend the steps to the entrance below. The knowledge held within will help you on your journey. The trees are moving. The trees in this grove wander about freely, the entire plant, roots and all. This is not normal, even for this alien planet. And I never see them move! Is that even possible? If anyone else witnesses this disturbing behavior, I implore you, record your observations here. Either these trees are aberrant, I've never known how to pronounce that, or my brain must be. Plume is right. The trees do move. I confess I didn't notice until I had read his notes. Alarmingly, it isn't only the trees. There is other matter in this area, such as that unusual shard of rock, moving in the same eerie way.
Please, record all twisted and fucked up behavior you see.
That rock is unusual for another reason too, Thatch. It possesses color and texture I've never seen elsewhere on this planet. Hypothesis. This rock shard's presence is significant. We should study it. Could it be what is causing other nearby objects to also move about this area? Oh, I wonder if it's the same as that. And we do have an unidentified signal, so, signal scope. The tower shard. We've located. Plume, Felix, and I have determined this atypical shard of rock is the reason objects in this grove are behaving in a quantum manner. Of note, a unique signal is coming from this shard. Curiously, our friend the Wandering Moon sounds the same. I've also heard the same signal this shard produces calling out from Giant's Deep, Timber Hearth, and the Hourglass Twins. Suppose there are other shards like this one. So the quantum shards might be from the Wandering Moon, then. Interesting. Or at least they're very similar to it. But I think the implication is they fell off it or something. I guess we'll see. The only other object we've observed displaying this quantum behavior is the Wandering Moon. I imagine the moon's behavior and this grove's are related. In her note from earlier, Felix mentions this strange type of rock isn't found elsewhere on Brittle Hollow. What if it isn't originally from this planet? Hypothesis. This quantum shard is from the Wandering Moon. Perhaps it is even a small piece of the moon itself. Ah, there you go. Plume and I have the same ideas.
Beat him to the punch on that one.
Yeah, sure goddamn did. He plagiarized my work. I've decided. That turns that off, and this makes it go up ways. Okay. Nothing up, so I want down. Well, so I guess we're committing to staying on this planet for the rest of this loop, then. Fucking
Hopefully you didn't need to get up Brittle Hollow anytime soon. You're fine.
Fucking figures that happens, like, as soon as I start going down the elevator, too. Be welcome in this place. Above you stands the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. If you are making your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, ascend these stairs and obtain the last of the knowledge you need for your journey.
This Brittle ain't
Sounds
getting
good.
any hollower.
This is some new dialogue. The sun's gonna go supernova, by the way.
Oh yeah, the observatory has an exhibit about that. Between you and me, I glossed over some of the finer details. Astrophysics is really more Hornfell's domain. Me, I'm here for the rocket science and the marshmallows.
No, I mean, like, soon. I keep getting killed by ghost matter.
Not if you use your scout to detect it, you won't, you dumb idiot. You think I made that just so you could take pretty little pictures of trees? It has multiple uses. You do know you can use it as a light source, right? Stars above, please tell me you knew that.
I did know that, yeah. The autopilot flew my ship directly into the sun.
Had an exciting dream, did you? It's not exactly impossible for the autopilot to get you too close to the sun, but it's not like it'll try to take you there on purpose. Make sure the sun isn't between you and your destination when you engage autopilot, and you'll be fine.
Good to know!
I just love that mechanically speaking, the autopilot function in this game isn't extremely advanced. It's just like, it's good at getting you to a target without crashing. But it's just, they factored in the fact that it can't detect stuff between you and your destination just by saying, yeah, it doesn't work quite right. It's not perfect.
Listen, it's still got some kinks we're ironing out, we're aware. So just be advised.
Just make sure the sun isn't in the way. It's fine.
It's that simple! Tower of Quantum Knowledge. This tower, located on Brittle Hollow's equator, held useful knowledge for Nomai embarking on their first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon. Quantum Shard. A strange rock shard that wanders when no one is watching. The Nomai determined this shard is the reason objects in this grove behave in a quantum manner. The Nomai hypothesized that this shard is actually a piece of the Quantum Moon. The shard emits the same signal as the Quantum Moon. Nomai detected a quantum signal coming from somewhere on the Hourglass Twins. Oh, and somewhere on Giant's Deep. Scat, you go there. Nice!
Nice.
Nice!
Nice shard.
Explanation of festivals. All the Nomai clans from all over the universe meet in one place to share what they've learned in science and art. It's called the festival. Don't forget, festivals happen every 10 years. The way these ones are scribbled is, like, more, like, coarse and all over the place than this one here. And I wonder if that's because, like, different author, or if it's something else. We can't go because we're stuck here, but Felix says we used to go, too. At some festivals, one clan's big discovery can mean all the Nomai get to advance, too. Like Anona's Warp Core, which made it so everyone can warp long distances and explore more. Each clan has a festival envoy to show their most interesting work. Our envoy was Thatch. A single festival could last a long, long time. Interesting.
Learn about the festival.
There are a depressing amount of skeletons here.
Yeah.
Dang. Formation of this universe. No one knows how this universe was made, but one thing we do know is everything used to be very hot and dense, tightly packed together. Hey Holly, what's a fun amount of skeletons? I mean, it depends on the context. If it's in a schoolhouse, I'm gonna say none, because that implies the children are dead, and that's frankly real depressing. If it's in, like, a wizard's dungeon, the more the funnier. As this early universe expanded, it also cooled down. Once it had cooled down enough, particles were able to group together and to form things like galaxies, stars, and planets. Since then, space has continued to expand at a faster and faster rate, which is hard to think about for too long without your brain hurting. This universe will keep getting colder and larger until one day the stars and the life they support will all die. That's scary to think about, even though Konoe tells me it won't happen in our lifetimes, but it'll happen in someone else's someday. I just had a horrible realization. These are all written by children, aren't they?
They have messier
They
handwriting.
do. And also the things they say are, like, very simplified terms. Oh, dear. Oh. This just makes this even sadder. Oh. The end of the universe doesn't care whether you're young or old. It comes for us all the same. Scout launcher. I've also just noticed our ship is kilometers away.
Yeah, it probably fell in the hole.
It was bound to happen, I figured.
It happened.
Well, I found my ship.
It's our good friend, the White Hole Station.
It's my good friend, the ship!
There he is.
Oh, how I've missed
So good to
you.
see you,
how
ship.
I've missed...
Uh-oh. It's fine.
I made a mistake. I didn't realize how fast I was going. Interloper? I'm going to check you out now, okay? So I guess I'm not checking out the interloper, am I?
Oh, that's one of the best ones so far.
I have a question, and you can feel free to not answer this.
Sure.
Did the sun go supernova without, like, the time limit, or did the interloper just hurtle into the sun?
I think you just flew into the sun.
I didn't realize we were that close to the sun.
I think you were just that close to the
I didn't
sun.
realize we were that close to the sun.
Smug Lady says, sometimes the bread of a sandwich can be a meteor and the sun.
Yummy! That means I'm the meat! I don't... I'm okay. Nothing is wrong here. Nothing is wrong today.
Integrity's gone down.
The only other thing I can think of right now is, like... wait for this to get jettisoned into space. And then get to it from black hole.
Maybe I won't have to wait much longer.
Maybe I'm doing this. Maybe that's what I'm doing.
Well, the rock your ship's nestled on is nice and safe.
Is it? Scout, that's the boat. My god, it is. I parked it at this weird...
Your ship will be
I parked
just
it at this
fine.
awful angle on the one rock on this whole planet that isn't gonna, like, immediately crumble. Speaking of which... Oh,
Okay, maybe not.
perhaps we have spoken just a little too soon. Oh, here we go! Here we go!
Here we go.
Oop! Okay,
Warp.
now... There's a Moscow. Let's equip the translator. Welcome, Solanum. Your arrival here means you've completed your preparations on Giant's Deep,
I have.
and you are ready to depart for the Quantum Moon.
I am?
On your pilgrimage, the Quantum Moon will carry you, just as it carried me and many in our clan before me, to the moon's 6th and most secret location. You'll be aided in your pilgrimage by the shrine our clan built on the Quantum Moon. But remember this final rule. To explore the 6th location, the shrine must be on the moon's north pole. Be curious on your journey. I thought it said be cautious for a second, and I was like, oh, I love being cautious. There we go. If you're here to make your first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon, you are almost prepared to set out on this deeply significant journey. Before you do, pause, and remember your history.
Remember it?
Memories of my birth resurface.
Okay, good.
We make this journey not only for ourselves, but also to honor the members of our clan who came before us. Those who, after the crash that brought them to the star system, became stranded on Brittle Hollow and on Ember Twin, with no communication between these two groups of survivors. These Nomai looked upwards from 2 different planets and saw the same wandering moon visiting their skies. It was this moon, the Quantum Moon, that kept their curiosity alive during this long period of hardship. After the 2 divided groups were able to reunite, it became our clan's united goal to find and visit the Quantum Moon. This took time, and many Nomai who dreamed of seeing the Quantum Moon died before we discovered how to make the journey. When you reach the Quantum Moon, recall these Nomai, and carry their curiosity onwards with you. Interesting. I realize that most of these represent, the planets, if not all of these, or like the moons. Can I hazard a guess and say this one's probably the Quantum Moon? There it goes.
You learned 3 things.
Nomai built a shrine on the Quantum Moon to aid in their pilgrimage to its 6th location. Remember this final rule. To explore the 6th location, the shrine must be on the moon's north pole. The pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon was a deeply significant journey for the Nomai. After the 2 groups of Nomai stranded on Ember Twin and Brittle Hollow were reunited, it became their united goal to find and visit the Quantum Moon. Quantum Shrine. The Nomai built a shrine on the Quantum Moon to aid in the pilgrimage to its 6th location. Many Nomai went on a pilgrimage during which the Quantum Moon carried them to its 6th and most secret location. To explore the 6th location, the shrine on the Quantum Moon must be on the moon's north pole. I'm at the shuttle. I'm ready to make my first pilgrimage to the Quantum Moon. That's exciting. You're almost ready, but there's still one more rule you need to learn. Come see me at the Tower of Quantum Knowledge. The tower is on the opposite side of Brittle Hollow. If you follow the path west to the crossroads, you can reach the tower from there. My gratitude for the directions, Bells. I'll see you soon. Activate the
gravity cannon.
The
call
gravity
the
cannon.
shuttle home. Wait. Oh, they had their own starships. How cute. I am here. After watching it wander the skies for so long, I am about to stand, for the first time, on the Quantum Moon. As expected, my shuttle has landed at the moon's south pole. I will make the remainder of my journey on foot. We don't know why the Quantum Moon always welcomes its visitors at the South Pole, just that this is true. As a child, I considered such unknowns sinister. Now, though, I understand they bear no ill will. The universe is, and we are. I am ready. Oh! This is like the same controls, and this brings you back home! Whee! Whoa. Okay. And there goes my ship. And there goes the boat. Alright, we're gonna follow it then.
Oh my god, that was great.
Oh,
Hi, Bo.
boat, my friend, I've missed you. I could just reach out and... Hello.
Hi. You beat the sun by like a hair trigger. I think you probably would have died from supernova like
we'll
right
let the
after
big man
that.
have one last meal. We learned about gravity. A huge
And cannons.
Yeah, a huge cylindrical structure that generates a strong upward gravity field. Oh, I thought it said gravity feel, like when you get a feeling when you don't.
I get an
have gravity.
incredible gravity feel when I fall down.
That incredible feel when gravity cannon.
I recalled a Nomai shuttle from the Quantum Moon. A Nomai named Solanum landed a shuttle on the Quantum Moon. Nomai named Solanum landed her shuttle at the Quantum Moon's South Pole and prepared to make the rest of the journey on foot. Visitors to the Quantum Moon always arrive at the South Pole, for reasons unknown to the Nomai. I do really like this visual of someone just like jettisoning poor Scout directly into a fire, and Scout's just like, yep, that's burning, boss.
Yep, it's bad.
Great news, boss. It is fire. Yes. Okay.
Slurp.
Slurps. That's tornadoes.
You've made it.
That's just some whole-ass tornadoes. Okay. First impression, this place fucking rules. That's just some whole-ass
It's got
tornadoes.
cool music. It's got a cool door. It's got 2 little tornadoes for you to look at.
Oh, and now we've opened the door.
It's got it all.
Yippee!
You've unlocked the Dark Souls shortcut.
Giant steep projection stone.
Let's get a sneak peek of Giant Steep.
Ah. Ma'am, your sky is looking awful green today, I must say. Full of methane and poo gas. Wonderful stuff. Want to read? Oh, right, it's fake. I couldn't go there. Cassava. Konoi, Daz, and I were lifting orbital probe cannon components into orbit for assembly, and one somehow sank down beneath the current. Konoi, you should have seen it. We'd thought it was impossible for any cannon components to sink even partially below the current, but ours sank straight to the core. Cassava convinced me not to try to recreate the phenomenon myself using other cannon parts, but we're very curious to know what happened. How could something pass through the current? My gratitude for your interesting question. This is exciting. Spire constructed a model of Giant's Deep here at Brittle Hollow Southern Observatory, and it reveals how an object might sink below the current. Konoi, I'm unable to grasp the answer by looking through the projection pool. If I visit the observatory, would you kindly explain? If you don't mind the trek beneath the surface to the South Pole, I'd be delighted to see you. The trailhead starts at Brittle Hollow's equator. Tarandos?
Cool Tarandos. Whoop.
Got sucked right in. Cassava's construction yard has been using the cyclones on Giant's Deep to lift orbital probe cannon parts into orbit, but one component was pushed down past the current that usually prevents anything from sinking. Spire and I are crafting a model to determine why this happened. An update! It's now clear there are two different types of cyclone. Most cyclones on Giant's Deep rotate clockwise. These are the cyclones Cassava typically uses to send components into orbit. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the waters and below the current. My gratitude, Spire. Konoi is showing me your handiwork, and I'm intrigued by this secondary type of cyclone. But was it really necessary to build a model to tell me that? The model will be useful as we continue monitoring Giant's Deep. Also, I very much wanted to make a model.
I like that one. Ball.
Oh, this is probably like... Interesting. That's not what I thought it was at all. Can I have multiple up at once? Let's see.
You can.
Oh. Oh, that big one is the sun! And it shows the... This is the true power of Ball. Huh. Interesting. It seems to be rapidly fluctuating its position, possibly existing at multiple points in space at once and then disappearing? Unless this is just the model's way of saying we don't fucking know. What have we learned thus far in our search for the Eye of the Universe? Those of us on the vessel originally followed the Eye's signal to this star system, but we were unable to warp to the Eye itself. The locator we built on the Attlerock and the new, more sensitive locator we built here were both unable to detect any trace of the Eye's signal. Hypothesis: the Eye has stopped emitting its signal. Based on our knowledge of the quantum moon, we believe the Eye is in orbit around this star system's sun. This would mean the Eye is located within a finite, albeit enormous, range. I wonder how they came to that conclusion based on the quantum moon. Suppose the Eye doesn't wish to be found. Cassava, how can you suggest that? The Eye's signal called out to summon us to the star system. I'm aware. I grew up hearing the Eye's story. Yet we're no closer to finding it than you were when you first arrived here. I do think that's really interesting, while, like, a lot of them are like focusing on the sort of like hard science of it, like, oh, like this is what we observed in the universe, and like all of this and conjecture we're basing off of that. One of them is just like, what if the eye doesn't want us to find it? How should our methods change as we continue our search for the eye of the universe? As we couldn't find the eye signal using 2 different devices built for this exact purpose, we should discontinue this search method. We know what the eye looks like thanks to the quantum moon. Oh? So what if we try to find the eye visually instead? Let's send out a probe. We need to build a probe launching mechanism to cover those long distances quickly. A cannon in orbit around a celestial body would circumvent the need to escape gravity's pull. Giant Steep would be a good choice. It's furthest from the sun, so it would provide the best angles for launch. And it's moonless, except when the quantum moon is visiting. Yes, let's build the cannon in orbit around Giant Steep. No one told me there was a cannon around this planet. Oh god, I gotta go there now. Mallow's idea is clever, but we have no idea where the eye is in relation to here. The probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. I believe I have a solution for that problem. Have you spoken with Raimi and Pi about the technology they're developing?
Boombots the Soft saying, "This is a science forum. Stop speculating about the eye."
Thread closed.
Is the eye of the universe a libertarian, the most debate-filled thread locked by cruel moderators after 70 million pages of debate?
God. Tornadoes suck for lots of people.
Wait. My ship is really far away.
Your ship is really far away. How did it... Where is it?
Oh shit.
Wait.
It's also not getting any closer, so it... Or any farther away?
I think, well, I'm pretty sure your ship is outside of the solar system.
Oh my god.
I don't know how it got there.
No, I had the weirdest dream last night. My good friend the boat. It went on a journey without me. Without a pilot, too. The autopilot just decided to check out what lies beyond this star.
That just sounds like normal pre-anxiety. I had me one of those.
I suppose you're right. Hey, is this thing full of fish bones? It is.
I wouldn't touch that if I were
Why?
you.
It looks yummy. Southern Observatory. The new, more sensitive locator the Nomai built in this observatory was unable to detect any trace of the eye signal. Based on their knowledge of the quantum moon, the Nomai believed the eye was in a distant orbit around the sun. The Nomai decided to stop searching for the eye's signal and instead look for it visually by sending out a deep space probe. There were concerns that the probability of launching a probe in the correct direction would be absurdly small. Reasonable concern, space is really fucking big. Tornado simulation. Most cyclones on Giant Steep rotate clockwise. These are the cyclones the Nomai use to send components into orbit. There also exists a rarer type of cyclone that spins the opposite direction and pushes objects beneath the waters and below the current. Orbital probe cannon. The Nomai decided to construct a probe cannon in orbit around Giant Steep. I kind of want to see if I can jimmy my way over into the Black Hole Forge. Alright, here we go! It's fine, it's fine, it's
okay,
good, it's good,
go
it's
for
good!
it.
I found Nomai writing about a quantum pilgrimage. A pilgrimage to the quantum moon? The Nomai mentioned the quantum moon in a lot of their writings, so it was clearly special to them. And special enough to make a trip there by themselves. Sounds like a coming-of-age ritual, like how hatchlings stay hatchlings until their stomachs are strong enough to drink sap wine. Maybe once a Nomai journeyed to the quantum moon, they were considered an adult? Interesting. And we get the Hearthian lore about how, They only consider you an adult when you drink the fucked up bad wine. The good stuff. Which is an extremely charming detail.
Incredible relationship between these two species.
Yeah.
You're only adult until you make your own voyage to this extra-dimensional celestial object. Versus, you're old enough once you can drink this alcohol without throwing up.
Drink this swill, coward. You are now a man. Be welcomed in this place. This shrine is a space to reflect on what brought us to this star system. The signal from the eye. We observed the eye signal in our travels, and followed it here to find its source. What we know is this. The source of the signal, which we have chosen to call the Eye of the Universe, is older than this universe itself. The rest, we have yet to learn. Enter, and open your mind to its possibilities. What is the Eye of the Universe? The Eye is older than this universe, so imagine how much it could teach us. Perhaps it is a cosmic library. Suppose the Eye is a more advanced being. The Eye is the source of the signal that brought us here. Besides, I've got a case of the crumbles nearby. How can the Eye be older than the universe itself? Suppose it is a relic from a previous universe. The early universe was unimaginably hot and dense. If anything existed before, it would have been destroyed. Suppose the universe is older than previously assumed. What is the Eye's signal? Suppose the Eye wishes to communicate. The signal is a call. Were we the intended audience? The signal is the Eye's voice. It speaks a language we don't yet know. Or maybe the signal is the Eye's attempt at expressing itself. Of note, from the signal, we were able to determine the Eye's approximate age, or perhaps its lack of age? You know, I'm now starting to realize that explosion that we've been seeing at the start of every loop, that's the canon around that planet, isn't it?
It sure looks like it.
My god. I haven't even been there yet and the pieces are starting to fall together. This game rules! This game
Sure
is
does.
good. One last marshmallow before we sign off for the night. Noticing the issue with my idea here is that there are a lot of icicles, and also I think the black hole is like very much giving me the gravity squeeze right now. Oh my god, this awful idea is working. Okay. No, out of the hatch! God, I'm feeling so illegal right now. I'm gonna be arrested. I am the world's biggest genius.
You son of a bitch, not doing this puzzle correctly.
Like how you actually did this, you mad.
It turns out
Well done.
this game is very smartly designed. Uh-oh.
Very fast.
Where am I taking this first black hole core? Where am I taking the remaining cores once they're ready? The white hole cores are for the warp receivers. Each of the 6 receivers being constructed in different locations, so those delivers will be a greater pain in your cervical spine. The tower designs in the High Energy Lab on Amber Twin reveal each receiver's location. Ask Pharaoh, he's familiar with it. All of the warp towers are being constructed on Ash Twin, so the black hole cores will go there. My gratitude in that case. Poke Clary, I'm leaving for delivery. I'll send Yarrow your regards. I'll return to the forge shortly. I'm going to catch up to Root and help him deliver the first core to Ash Twin just to make sure Yarrow receives it. Of course you are. Yarrow believes he spotted a flaw in the warp tower designs, namely that one of the warp towers on Ash Twin will never activate because its warp receiver will never align overhead. Does your romantic interest think a warp tower's alignment point is its receiver? Does he not know that a warp tower always aligns with the center of its corresponding astral body? This is an unreasonable belief, given the receiver does have to be located on or in close orbit around the relevant astral body. Recall that this was your understanding of warp technology at first. Distinction, he likely doesn't realize the hourglass twins are so close together they function as a single astral body with a shared alignment point in between them. Yes or no question, and you can also just feel free to not answer this.
Okay.
Is the intended way into this area, like a warp station similar to the White Hole Station?
Did you see the big swirly that was by the Black Hole Forge?
Big swirly? Like one of the writing swirlies, or
A big platform that kind of has like two swirls on either side.
I don't think I did. Oh wait, like the landing platform from the White Hole Station warp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Ah. Okay. I think that answers my question. I see. A warp tower's alignment point is not its warp receiver. Rather, a warp tower always aligns with the center of its corresponding astral body. The warp receiver must be located on or in close orbit around the relevant astral body. The hourglass twins are so close together that they function as a single astral body, with a shared alignment point in between them. All of the warp towers were being constructed on Ash Twin, while the 6 warp receivers were being constructed at different locations.
There's more to explore here. Huh, who would have guessed?
Who would have known?
A diagram depicting the alignment angle between a warp tower and its corresponding astral body. There's more to explore here.
That wouldn't be there if you would literally like there was like 2 lines of text that you missed.
God.
Oh well, that's for later.
This is new. There are tower designs in the high energy lab that reveal each warp receiver's location. Negative time interval measured at the White Hole Station was further investigated at the high energy lab in the Canyon at Ember Twins crater. Tower designs in the high energy lab that reveal each warp receiver's location. Ah. And I see Ruby Bloom in chat asking the reasonable question, which is, does that mean this is Ash Twin time? No. I want to go to Giant's Deep.
It's time for Giant's Deep.
It's time for a big fucking rock. What are you? Ooh, I'm getting very close to the gas!
Welcome.
Here we are, on Giant's Deep. I can't tell if this is like supposed to be like a synth or like a pan flute, but I like it. Yeah, bro. There is a noticeable lack of gravity here.
Nice, it's you! Good to see you made it here in one piece. The first solo launch is a doozy, isn't it?
We just... Oh, we were underwater! Okay.
You kind of got thrown into orbit.
So, hey, don't freak out or anything, but lately I keep, like, dying repeatedly. I don't know, it's pretty weird. What about you? Have you died lately, or is it just me?
It's happening to the other astronauts? They're... Well...
It's happening to Gabbro.
Gabbro's noticed. No, it's me too. We're in a time loop.
Time has been behaving unusually lately. Yeah, time loop makes sense. Cool.
Both of these are things I want to ask them. So what did you think it was?
I figured it'd be some kind of fidgety time business, but I wasn't really thinking about what's happening to the shape of time, you know? But loop makes sense here. Let's go with loop for now. Looks like you and I are the only ones who can tell the time's gone all weird. Tried radioing Hornfells and asking if they'd died too, but they thought I was being metaphorical. Even if I tell Hornfells about the time loop, they'd never remember by the next one. They don't realize anything's different. And here's another weird one for you. Every time I die, all my memories from that loop replay back to me. I'm pretty sure it's related to this big Nomai statue I found on one of the other islands. I was looking at it, and the statue opened its eyes and started glowing. It replayed my memories like it had seen them through my own eyes, just like what happens each time I die.
that happened to me with the statue at the museum. That's literally the exact same thing.
You too, huh? Then the Nomai statues must have something to do with why we're the only ones aware of the time loop. So, no glowing statue, no time loop awareness. I think that's gonna be my leading theory, but if you find out anything new about the statues of the time loop, let me know, okay? I'll be here. Anyway, that's what's new with me. But hey, this is your first solo voyage. Kind of.
That's really good.
Let's talk about you, you know? How's space treating you?
What are you doing out here?
Well, what are any of us doing here, really? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm out here exploring the solar system, same as you. But I tell you what, outer space really gives you room to think. It's quiet and peaceful out here. I mean, it's usually quiet and peaceful. Sometimes a cyclone comes by and lifts my little island paradise clean out of the water. Then, less peaceful.
I guess that's what happened to us when we were just floating. So where should I explore on Giant Steep?
Here's something you might like. At the start of every time loop, I keep seeing a bright flash in the sky at the start of every loop.
That you just said at the start of every loop twice.
Something must be happening up there in orbit around the planet. What else? What else? You been to Statue Island? That's what I've been calling it, seeing as it's the island where I found the glowing Nomai statue. You get it? I was on the beach on Statue Island when the whole glowy business happened, by the way. It's a nice beach for that kind of thing. I give it a solid 7 out of 10 on the Gabbro relaxation scale. If you feel like checking out Statue Island, it's the only one with 2 islands connected by a natural rock arc. Well, mostly connected anyway. You'll see.
They fucking rule. I love them. I like their, like, antler antennae on their helmet. That's a really good design.
Gabbro's great.
What's up with this planet?
I know, right? Oh, you meant, like, tell you more about it. I gotcha. Well, Giant Steep is massive and mostly water. No surprises there. There's a strong current a ways beneath the surface that prevents anything from sinking below it. Seriously, I tried everything I could think of to get past that current, and neither idea worked.
I love that one.
Oh. Well, that interrupts our dialogue then. Up we go!
Time to go to space.
Oh my god, we're straight up out of the atmosphere now, aren't we? Oh my god. We straight up got launched off of the planet, didn't we?
Sure did. Doesn't stop Gabbro. Gabbro's a champ.
If it was me, I would be freaking the hell out, but they played so cool.
Have you ever watched a cyclone for so long it started to hypnotize you? I'm telling you, they'll put you in a trance if you stare at them long enough.
Well, I'm up here now.
Just find room for 2, buddy.
I mean, I could scooch over if you want, but it's a little small. As for land masses, I've counted 4 islands, including this one. There's also the one with that Nomai statue I saw on the beach. You seen the cyclones? Yeah, they're hard to miss. They'll toss up everything in their path, islands included. Little tip, if you get picked up, try to land in water. Less likely to kill you.
Where's your ship?
That's a good question. It's definitely on this planet somewhere. I mean, unless a cyclone came by and tossed it into space. That would be pretty nuts. I hope it's not lonely.
Oh. What you got for me? I found your quantum poem?
Yeah, the one in the woods. I remember writing that. Pretty fun, right? It works out to like a good 24 poems. When I'm done exploring, I want to make some more quantum art. Maybe some kind of creature sculpture that just, like, shows up, scares the daylights out of you.
Gabbro rules. Holy shit. What's that bad stuff? Let's go.
Like, hey, are you going in that cave? You shouldn't do that, by the way. Not that it matters because we're in time loop and everything, but...
I mean, it's just gonna,
You know.
like, you're just gonna come back and you're gonna feel kind of silly, but, like, it's a bit of a waste, man. Trip number 4, entry number whatever. Crashes 2, boring crashes 0. Remember to see Slate when I get back.
You're gonna need a new voice for this.
Oh, different person. Okay. This is Feldspar.
Haha, yeah! All the way down to the core! Consider yourself conquered, Giant Steep. You just got feldsparred. That was one of my more dramatic feats, if I do say so myself. Can't believe I wasn't electrocuted. Can't wait to tell Hornfels and Ghoson about this one. I guess brute force isn't always the answer. Right, so that's one more off the list. Seems all that's left is the big one now. Dark Bramble, here I come.
I see. Oh my god, it just goes completely dark here. The Nomad decided to construct a probe cannon in orbit around Giant Steep. Gabbro sees a bright flash in the sky at the start of every loop.
Something must be happening in orbit around Giant Steep.
Probably. Gabbro is lounging in a hammock near the island's shore. What a good way of putting that. Gabbro found a Nomai statue on another island. The statue's eyes started glowing and Gabbro saw their memories flash before their eyes. Gabbro remembers dying. They saw their memories flash before their eyes, just like the time with the statue. Gabbro and I seem to be the only ones aware that we're in a time loop. One of the islands on Giant Steep has a Nomai statue on the beach, just like the one Gabbro brought back to Timber Hearth. Statue Island, as Gabbro calls it, is the one with 2 islands connected by a natural rock arc. Gabbro says there's a strong current beneath the surface of the ocean that prevents anything from sinking below it. Feldspar found a way to reach the core of Giant Steep. Island of thorny vines and what appears to be frozen jellyfish. It looks like Feldspar camped here before heading off to Dark Bramble. Feldspar headed off to Dark Bramble after reaching the core of Giant Steep. When I launched my scout into the seed that crashed on Timber Hearth, it ended up somewhere in Dark Bramble. That's linked to Feldspar.
I've got you in my sights, you fucking probe cannon. Ooh. Yeah.
This looks remarkably like the cannon on Brittle Hollow, which I think was intentional because they were talking about them being like a similar design. There goes my ship in the distance.
Why is my rocket drifting off into deep space?
This one is control module. Well, let's go into this one first. Oh, there's like a whole gravity platform here. And up there. This clearly does something. Maybe I shouldn't touch things if I don't know what they do. And this is a... Oh, it's a flippy doodle pad. Okay. Mallow, my better 50%. Cassava is sending the last of the cannon components. Soon, relatively speaking, we'll know the eye's precise location. The thought of concluding our elder's curious and challenging search increases my heart's temperature, my love. God. What a fucking incredibly fantasy scientist way of talking about being in love with someone. It rules. Cassava tells me he and the construction yard crew have determined a power setting that we are not under any circumstances to go above. I see. Am I right to think that consequently we'll be ignoring that setting? I can posit with nearly 100% certainty our friends have accounted for our natures, so I suggest we do! Giving the orbital probe cannon all the power it can structurally withstand creates the greatest chance of finding the eye of the universe. Yes, the probe must travel as far as it can. As far as it can. I'll make some adjustments. I think these two rule, actually. I think they know what's up. Okay, so what does this project for us? This appears to be the launch module possibly drifting through space. As I am. I have bad news, Avens. Yarrow says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassava. I wish I were, my friend, but no. They aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on indefinite hiatus. Oh, no. Tell Privet and Mallow they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain in the construction yard for now. An update. Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She fears Idea may feel responsible. Oh. I'm assuming feel responsible is in reference to, like, feeling responsible for the fact that the thing they wanted to try isn't gonna work. There's this cave sort of area on Giant's Deep. That looks like it's related to the cannon. I'll have to find this at some point. I think these projection stones are like a really neat concept of just like a way to look at like another area in the various planets to be like, hey, here's a hint of somewhere you can go to.
Yeah.
It's really clever. I have fallen in.
Well.
Oh? I see. Projection of the cannon. Nine minutes, 33 seconds ago. Request to launch probe received from Ash Twin Project. Someone is on the Ash Twins. Or something. Cannon aligned with randomly selected probe trajectory. Gravity field activated. Interesting. Oh, it shatters after it launches. Begin launch log. Orbital probe cannon. Launch request received. Probe launch successful. Probe tracking module receiving data from probe. Warning. Orbital probe cannon structure compromised during launch. Damage to multiple modules detected. Ah. So it had one successful launch, and then promptly exploded. Orbital probe cannon damage report. Severe structural stress detected. Assessing damage to modules. Control module intact. No structural damage. Launch module. Viewport window fractured. Module exposed to vacuum of space. Probe tracking module.
Missing.
Another cool visual effect is when you use the projection pulls.
Mm-hmm.
If you look down while you're projecting, there's like a version of you made in Mercury that shows up on the other side.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you're right.
You're literally getting projected to the other place.
That's how. Oh my god, that's how that. I thought it was like just purely like a visual thing, like you get a vision of it somehow. I didn't realize it's actually making you out of the Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool as fuck. Oh my god. Game is good. Game is good. Wait, is that supposed to be a landing pad for the ship?
Yeah. I see.
It was really funny watching you just fly directly over it and park your ship on the side, like driving your car past a parking space, driving up onto the grass very confidently, being like, all right, here's good.
Hey, it works!
It works.
If it works, it works! Imagine, Privet. The probe tracking module will be the first to know the coordinates of the eye of the universe. You'll be the first to see them. I am honored and terrified. You won't ask the orbital probe cannon to use so much power that it breaks, will you? Fret not, my nervous friend. We only need to fire the probe once anyway, so who minds if it compromises the orbital probe cannon's structural integrity slightly? I would mind, Mallow. I would mind because we won't be capable of receiving our probe's data if the probe tracking module is destroyed. Where does this lead us? Was this the probe that was... This is... This lightning pattern reminds me of what I was seeing below, like, the surface of, Giant Steep. So I'm gonna guess that's where it is. Maybe if I just...
Uh-oh.
It's sealed.
Bonk.
Oh, I forgot it was because it was closed because I went in there. But...
Yep.
You ever have one of those dreams where you're drowning?
Sure.
It was kind of like that. But not.
It's just your nerves getting the better of you. Good luck in space.
Thanks, bud. I can always count on you. People keep doing this, and I haven't pointed it out, but I do want to say I do really appreciate the joke of people going, wow, I can't believe I made it just in time for the start of the stream every time a new loop starts. It's a good one. Orbital probe cannon. The broken remains of a Nomai space station orbit around Giant Steep. There are 3 access ways. I almost said accessways. That's not how you stress
Accessways.
that. The accessways. Branching off from the central hub area. The orbital probe cannon was created to find the precise location of the Eye of the Universe. The Nomai pushed the orbital probe cannon above its maximum power setting to create the greatest chance of finding the Eye of the Universe. The control module...
Recently.
Received a request from the Ash Twin project to launch the probe. The cannon was aligned with a randomly selected probe trajectory. The probe was successfully launched, but the cannon's structural integrity was compromised in the process. Damage is detected in multiple modules. The launch module is badly damaged, but its projection pool is still intact. A Nomai named Mallow argued that it wouldn't matter if the cannon's structural integrity was compromised, since they only needed to fire the probe once. A Nomai named Privet countered that they wouldn't be capable of receiving the probe's data if the probe tracking module was destroyed. One of the orbital probe cannon's 3 modules. The probe tracking module is receiving data from the launched probe. Any Nomai aboard the probe tracking module will be the first to see the coordinates of the Eye of the Universe. A Nomai computer reports the probe tracking module as... missing. I saw the probe tracking module through a Nomai projection pool. It looks like the module is underwater. I could see purple electricity outside the viewport. You're spinning in a different direction. Take me down! Whee! Well, here we are. That was fast.
Cool ball.
Nice ball. I wonder if going into this is gonna kill me dead. Yes. Hi, jellyfish. Hi. Hi. You're my friend, okay? What happens if I touch you? Okay, well... in retrospect, I figure that's kind of obvious. But... oh, we just got jettisoned up, didn't we? Oh no, please, please.
Up we go?
Please, no!
Up we go? Up we go!
Yo!
This man has entered the orb.
Oh my god, how did you do that?
What is he doing? How has he done this?
How in the hell did you doing it? You ask anyone who's in any sort of science field, and they tell you this exactly how it works. I forgot the jellyfish would be coming back down.
I don't even know. Wait, hang on. That was an impact. I think something hit you.
What?
I think an island landed on you.
Like an entire island?
Yeah, I think so. A jellyfish wouldn't do that. A jellyfish would, like, push your ship back. You got hit by
Right, but it made like a ringing sound, and I was like, oh, that's like video game sound effects know-how for electricity is happening to you, or maybe a flashbang. This is it. We've finished building the final orbital probe cannon module, and are ready to send it into orbit around Giant's Deep for assembly. To all my friends here at the construction yard, my gratitude for your tireless work. I had given up hope, but I truly believe this cannon may actually succeed, where many other attempts have not. If I know my brother Avens and his spouse will want to launch the probe with as much power as possible, I'm worried the cannon would break under the strain. I propose we give Avens and Mallow a slightly lower maximum power setting than the absolute maximum possible, to create room for their enthusiasm. They thought of everything. Are you going gelatinous on us, love? I'm delighted by their words, but they're atypical for you. If I'm ever half as gooey as Mallow and Avens behave together, Daz, you may launch me from the orbital probe cannon. Oh. Our next step will be to send Privet up to the orbital probe cannon to install the probe tracking system.
I'm back.
Hi! Whoopee! So, this time, I made sure to land my ship on the landing pad.
The safety tube.
Oh, I see. This is for in case if gravity sends you up ways. 6 minutes and 7 seconds ago, long-range probe successfully launched from the orbital probe cannon. Alright. I have bad news, Avens. There's a drop of water that's on the HUD in the way. Put them up on the sacrificial dark bramble. Thank you for that. It's a big one.
Big Pterando.
I want this Pterandal to send me right up into the sky. What?
Hey.
Hey, what's that?
I'm starting to see, in my brain-wise, the reason why a lot of players, like, would probably, like, figure out the Giant's Deep stuff before the Brittle Hollow stuff, and that's just because, like, it seems in general Giant's Deep is easier to navigate than Brittle Hollow is.
It's also the first thing you see waking up.
It is, yeah.
Which doesn't mean it's the first place you have to go, but
right.
like when most players start, they see the explosion happen in orbit around Giant's Deep and they go, I wonder what that is, and then they go explore it, which is good.
That's like a really smart and clever way of designing that and like signposting like things to go to. My immediate thought upon seeing the explosion when waking up is, that's really scary. I don't want to go to there yet until I figured out how to play this video game.
And you know what? That's okay. You can go anywhere first.
It ended up
That's the
working
wonderful
out.
part of Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
Oh, tower.
Upway.
Cool elevator.
Be welcomed in this place. This tower shares with all who ask the knowledge needed to make his or her first quantum journey. Oh, more about the moon.
It's true.
I was talking about this with a friend the other day. Like, this is something that, like, I feel like is very much missing in sci-fi in general, is just the fact that, like, a lot of, like, sci-fi space opera stuff, you know, is, like, very much, like, in some way or another, you know, like, violent or, like, about, like, combat or fighting. And, like, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but, like, there's absolutely, like, an oversaturation of it in the medium. And it's really interesting to see something like this where, like, you know, there is still, like, a sense of, like, danger and conflict and, like, you know, like stress and like stakes that are here, but like it's remarkably like non-violent and like even peaceful sometimes, and it's really interesting. Also, just like this world, this universe that's very much like it's very like sad and sorrowful, like in a lot of ways, you know, because it's about like, well, the universe is going to end in 22 minutes, and like we're exploring the ruins of this like society that died out long before we did. But like, in spite of that, and also sometimes because of that, it feels very like hopeful, almost. It's interesting. I like it a lot.
Also, the most antagonistic thing you have come across in this entire game is a fish.
Right. Just a big fish that, you know, it doesn't have anything personally against me. It just sees me and goes,
Oh my god, that's meal.
Oh my, that's meal. Oh, that's dinner just for me.
Oh, a dinner just for me? Don't mind if I do.
Enter this place without friends.
however, these are lessons to learn for yourself.
Scary.
I guess that's going to be the end of the stream then. Sorry.
Bye. I'll just leave you. I'll just leave you to it.
It's a bit of a drop.
Seek the Wandering Arch. I guess I'm gonna turn away. There we go. Yeah. That's cute. That's clever.
Cool rock.
The Island Shard. Observing a quantum object. Observing an image of a quantum object. These are the same. Huh. Observing a quantum object. Observing an image of a quantum object. These are the... I was overthinking this. I was overthinking this. With the help of my good buddy Scout.
There you
Right.
go.
I even did that like really early on, where I shoved Scout onto one of the rocks and it stayed there no matter how many times I looked away.
Did that. So there's a whole dungeon here to teach you this one mechanic. You figured that out as soon as you found a quantum object in the game, which I had to like mute myself because I was so fucking excited.
Hell yeah! Oh, if you like stop looking at it, then it... Ah. I see. Alright, let's...
This one's fun.
So if I just wait for it to come back up here, then I can jump up here and...
Die in space. This island is where the Nomai built the orbital probe cannon. For some reason, the Nomai put the orbital probe cannon on an indefinite hiatus. The cannon was not asked to fire.
And yet...
According to a Nomai computer, a long-range probe was recently launched from the orbital probe cannon.
A cool probe was fired into space.
Tower of Quantum Trials. This tower held knowledge a Nomai needed to make his or her first quantum journey. Observing a quantum object, observing an image of a quantum object. These are the same. There's more to explore here. When I first read that, I was thinking of just... I completely, like, was not thinking of the time I had, like, jettisoned cannon onto one of the goodies. I was thinking, oh, so, like, an image of it means just, like, looking at it. But, like, no, that's what observing it means. And I was just like, well, if I have, like, one quantum object that I'm looking at, that means that it's gonna, like, make all the others also apply and, like, stay in their places, right? And no, that's not it. We gotta solve the mystery before the sun implodes. Thank you, Aperture City, for that one. Oh, did we just land directly in it? Okay, well. First try, I guess. Easy anytime.
I didn't think you were on it. Okay, so the thing is it's on the North Pole, exactly.
Okay.
So you can kind of see where the North Pole is if you're looking at it. And I was like, oh, Holly's not landing on the North Pole. She'll figure it out. And you just hit it.
Oh, she will never land directly on the North Pole. Now let me just pour myself this big bowl of cereal.
Politely eats a handful of cereal.
God, every time I
my
think about someone being like,
God.
oh, this'll never happen, you won't do this, I immediately think of, like, now, don't mind me as I pour myself a big bowl of cereal.
I'm just gonna take a big, hearty mouthful of cereal and wait for a little bit before I swallow it.
God.
Warming outside.
Any second now. There we go. It's looking a little crimson outside today.
Looking just a little crimson.
There we go.
There you go.
Yippee! Much to explore. Much to avoid being put up on the hook with. This is the last one, but we made it harder. I see. That's what I want, then.
There you go.
Ah!
Uh-oh.
Guess who stops looking at it? Snapshot just to be safe. But I also needed one up here. Okay. What?
There it is.
Perhaps I am, how they say, a genius.
You did it.
Yippee! I wanted a picture. We offer our congratulations. You've learned the rule of quantum imaging. Take this knowledge with you on the remainder of your quantum pilgrimage. Remember, the other quantum shards have other lessons to teach. Our curiosity goes with you on your journey. You walk in the footsteps of those who came before you, and your path guides those who will follow later. Do appreciate this, like, Chozo Ruins type deal, just being like, congrats on figuring out our puzzle. The fact that you figured this out will help you and other people later in the universe. It's a small landform. That's their ship. Well,
Hope it isn't lonely.
let's go say hi. Whew. Okay. Hi! Hi, you're a goat. Hi! What are these? Those doors certainly shut.
It's a broken ball.
Statue workshop. Oh, those are like the eyes for this, aren't they? Or like for something like it. Maybe? Maybe. Or maybe it's just a broken ball.
It's broken ball?
Oh, it's... Oh, I see. It was for the opening the door type of ball. Probably.
It's broken ball.
It's simply broken ball. I could probably come from under. Oh. I see, I see. They're going to test the memory statues tonight. Flock says it could be dangerous, so we can't come. But what if we didn't use the door and snuck in the other way? Does anyone want to? I really want to see the test too, Lammy, but that's a huge risk to take. We probably shouldn't. Maybe Phlox will let us see a later test. Phlox specifically told us not to do that. I'm assuming other way means... Welcome to Giant's Deep, friends. I'm excited for you to meet the statues. If I'm not in my dwelling, I'm likely in my workshop below, inside the island. Yep. Definitely a warp pad. Goodbye, Giant's Deep.
See you next time.
You ever just think about how dark it gets at night?
Oh, you know, sometimes.
These boats...
Why'd you ask?
Do these boats come equipped with night lights by any chance?
Oh yeah, there's a headlamp on the front. I mean, a headlight.
Works for me.
There's also there.
And let's see what's on Spaceman Reddit today. That's an evil thing to call it, and I feel bad about it immediately.
referring to your log as Space Reddit. one poster, you.
It's the only poster you need. This tower held knowledge a Nomai needed to make his or her first quantum journey. Observing a quantum object. Observing an image of a quantum object. These are the same. The Nomai called this the rule of quantum imaging. Remember, the other quantum shards have other lessons to teach. It's something I've just noticed. It's interesting how, like, the cataloging of this, maybe this is just, like, a video game convention and not, like a thing happening in the universe. This is just, like, an abstraction for the sake of the video game, but it's interesting, that, like, the implication maybe here is that, like, this completely ungendered society completely understands, you know, like, the use of, like, his or her and gendered pronouns for this alien race. I'm thinking maybe that's just, like, for the sake of convenience of the player, but it's still interesting.
It's cool to think about. I like the idea that while they were translating Nomai, they understood some kind of dichotomy between specific Nomai pronouns or something like that.
These specific words in this, like, specific combination keep coming up in reference to, like, when Nomai are talking about themselves or each other, and it's like, there's this distinction we can't figure out, so, like, who's to say what a man or a woman is, but, like...
It is really funny to imagine a genderless society trying to figure out what gender is. It seems like there's two different types of them. What do you mean? Yeah, they had, like, this whole thing going on. There's two of them. What? That's impossible. There can't be two of them.
What do you mean? There's only one Nomai. There's not, like, the Nomai 2. That's absurd. What are you talking about? This island must be where the Nomai created statues, like the one in our observatory. I found a Nomai statue lying on the beach. It looked just like the one in our observatory. I found a sign for a, quote, statue workshop next to a broken door that used to lead inside the island. Some Nomai children debated bypassing the statue workshop's door and sneaking inside via an alternate, more dangerous route. I can see into a large cave from one of the ruins on top of the island. The bottom of the cave, excuse me, is filled with water.
Astonishing.
Oh my god! No, Statue Island, come back! I need to go under you!
Try to catch it on the way down.
Alright. It's the ultimate dunk! Woo, I need to course correct!
But it would have been really funny.
It would have been really funny, so I kind of wish I could have gone back in time.
It's okay. Yeah! There's a very, very easy way to go back in time.
How was that?
You know that thing called the sun? Oh, actually, you should talk to Gabbro.
Oh, yeah, I should.
Talking to Gabbro a second time unlocks something.
Oh. Pharaoh, Would you kindly step back so Daz is closest to the statue? When pairing, the statue will choose whoever is in closest proximity. See how its eyes have opened? That tells us the statue has paired with Daz. Now, no matter where he is in the star system, Daz's statue will record his memories and send them to the Ash Twin Project.
Oh.
This is extraordinary sculpting work, Phlox. He has outdone himself again, hasn't he? And now that we have our first successful pairing, we can test my memory storage prototype. Each statue will send a single Nomai's memories to his or her own storage unit within Ash Twin. Each storage unit will be equipped with a mask, the statue's counterpart, which will be able to send those stored memories back to the corresponding Nomai. Huh. Okay. Oh! This is the thing we keep seeing when we die! This is the Nomai. This is the memory statue. This is the mask. It's all connected. Oh my god. I thought this was just like a cool design that they were showing on the dying screen, but I should have figured it had significance. Man. Ooh. Also, yeah, you can just straight up see like a painting from the Nomai of like what they looked like.
They're little goats.
They're just little guys. Oh, I love it. I love it. I do. I've installed the masks inside the Ash Twin Project, Phlox. They look beautiful, although I do feel as though I'm being observed. It's comforting to know these statues will not pair until the project succeeds. Otherwise, I imagine the experience would be hard to endure. Ideally, they'll only need to activate once the project succeeds. As a safety measure, however, the statues will also activate in the event of equipment failure. They will? Why is that? If anything goes wrong with the Ash Twin Project, the statues, and their masks, will make us aware of the situation and enable us to fix it. Otherwise, it would be possible for us to remain permanently unaware of the problem. I hadn't thought of that. What a profoundly horrific fate that would be. 2 of them are active. 3 of them are active. So... there's me. There's what's their name on this planet.
Gabbro.
Gabbro, that was it. Thank you. And who could be the third? I'm curious. Is sending a being's memories back in time the same as sending the being itself back in time? As an example, if we were to send my memories back in time, is that the same as sending me back in time? Not my physical body, but my essence. I imagine they're 2 different actions. Wouldn't both actions be effectively the same? Suppose that time was being rewritten. I believe this is different than receiving memories from what is effectively the future. But isn't the end result identical in either case? I've always thought philosophical questions like that were interesting.
You found the r/philosophy board.
Suppose Wario is a libertarian.
Like, the spirals just go off the page. Gabbro's the basest of the group.
Hell yeah.
Going strong even when he gets sucked up by a tornado.
Honestly, good for them. I said it as a joke earlier, but I genuinely meant it. If that was happening to me, I'd be freaking the hell out, but he plays it so cool. Oh my god, there he goes.
Look at him, he plays it so cool.
Hey, bud!
Hey, Time Pal. Nice weather we're having, huh? Wait, have I used that one before? What's up?
How do you stay so calm in the face of repeated impending death?
Deep breaths. No, seriously, I meditate. Want me to teach you? It'll be the next loop before you know it.
I assume this ends the loop? Okay.
Yes.
No, I'm good then.
Okay, let me know if you change your mind. Time flies when you're in a deep meditative trance.
I found something.
Nice, nice. What you got for me?
I reached the inside of Statue Island.
So the Nomai created those head statues to record memories, huh? Yeah, I can see the Nomai doing that. Not sure what for, but seems like their sort of thing. You think the statues are recording our memories then? 'Cause I remember that one on the beach looking at me funny. That one must be my memory friend. Hello again. Again.
Found something else. I found what happened to the orbital probe cannon.
Whoa, that's the cannon breaking apart at the start of each time loop? For real? Did you figure out why?
Both of these answers are true. I'm gonna go with too much power, though.
It's kind of scary how much that sounds like something Slade or Feldspar would do. I'm pretty surprised the Nomai built something that actually broke. Come to think of it, though, broke might be the wrong word. Because it looks like the orbital probe cannon's still firing successfully at the beginning of each time loop.
Nomai statues were designed to pair with a single user, record their memories, and send those memories to a storage unit within the Ash Twin project. Each storage unit inside the Ash Twin project was equipped with a mask, the statue's counterpart, which could then send those stored memories back to the corresponding user. The statues were designed to only activate once the Ash Twin project succeeded, or in the event that it failed. The central chamber inside Ash Twin was physically sealed off by an immensely thick protective shell. Every memory recorded by a Nomai statue is transmitted to a corresponding storage unit within Ash Twin. Let's meditate.
Okay, close your eyes.
Someone in chat, they killed you.
Alright, just close your eyes, relax. Now I'm going to crush you like a grape.
Anyway, now if you pause,
Oh!
you can end a loop whenever you want.
That's really handy, actually.
It's very funny to do that as soon as you're about to die from something else.
I am calm, I am peaceful, I am centered, nothing is wrong.
I will just do that, like, if I fuck something up and I'm, like, flying into the sun, it's like, alright, I'm calm. I'm all good. Just relaxing. Nothing is wrong.
I am one with the universe, and the universe is one with me.
Slate just watched you, like, stand in place for 22 minutes.
I mean, I know you're nervous, but like, you could really get a move on, couldn't you? Oh shit, is that the sun?